we check the most already. We kaja we die. Yan matek tek. They my channel like we gamla live at 1:30. Imana. Let me see what is the time now. Can you please share the video if you can? The level the low video we share. So at 1:30. It's an Eastern time. Okay. Fa yani chalwe amla live 1:30. Fa yin ko bayan lo join. Please join me. Uh, please join me. The link aja cha share. You can join me there. Cái en ka ba con tao. Song an ka ba tao. But after July 9, the independent of South Sudan, they manage again. My topic back in Queen Beach. The first one, a topic about independent. The second one about what going on with Malakal. Last one what going on with Ayu or Kid Guang. And then there is the rest. Before I will not. Before I start it, and I have to put the song first. I want to play the song. Din Tong Young, Din SPLA, Yanaka Watao, Lani Independent, it comes from SPLA, and even here July, even here May 16, July 9 is a part of May 16 also. So from they started to the end, Lan they started in May 16, but the end is July 9. Okay. You guys should join me there. The link I will share. Okay.
Sudan. When we jump down the Sudan, you when we jump down the Sudan, by Sudan, the Kennedy Allen Falgubin. And you don't know by Sudan, the Kennedy Allen Falgubin. Java will marry lato. Dumba Bankel one, I should and be well long. Away, you know, for Jato. When a week to week of Ben, Jerry and Chivaya, Apandundong, we are something. By Sudan, the Kennedy Allen Falgubin. And you don't know by Sudan, the Kennedy Allen Falgubin. Java will marry lato. Dumba Bankel one, I should and be well long. Away, you know, for Jato. When a week to week of Ben, Jerry and Chivaya, Apandundong, we are something. Down by Spring Bar, Sudan, Abagam, Jan Kun, Mary. Sudan, Abagam, Jan Kun, Mary. Galwel piny ba Sudan pienda pienda. Ewana chole na yei bugam wer kwan Sudan. Chole na yei bugam wer kwan Sudan. Koyo maya dur ka wika dum parti. Ayang loira de Padang Sudan. Katiba walet. Katib tiger. Katiba timsah. Kuning jamu. Kabul koyom. Katiba zindia. Ayang loira de Padang Sudan.
Okay. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching. Let me see this. I want to see who is this watching here. Okay. And your comment is very important. Okay. I don't know. I can't even see something here. Yeah, I can see now. So we got you week die with the week cake week come out yaran jam we gan matik tek kuling acha lu share dai ma chanen god karang nam nial ten happy July 9 South Sudan independent dai ma ran banangi taban no ne badai the arka wanet in 1983 and now is in July 9, so it's the July 9 tomorrow. South Sudan ko panda wo ne egi de ko. Another thing also, ke line about it, ke topic dan wo jeng Padang, I can we will updating nguloy rit. Baden mudu ada malakala ngor ka may shoga ready ko aber ready to ku ride ke yan wan ya le we jeng Padang a chan book to ke problem kana beda bang yu pin ku bak pani chol malakal kana be rin ko ku bi chagrin ko la no sa de la ku bi ku la ku chol la makal ku la ku ba ko tin ku la ku le ke makal ci man ci wegen ping malakal ino ade to tayima elo rot pi malakal ko to tayima kana ko be loy ke city council ene bien loy ko ci man kuluk yen yen director bita sa ci la ko ko le be loy ke makal ko tene ci conflict ba loy kem go ko so we junubin we ping ban I believe ranaban ya confused about the ngo chol makal ko ngo chol malakal zato ene woge le makal những giờ đông cái chol makal ka ka to makal chuluk to lo ku yen malakal ki ke yen malakal medina we kai ko to di ko piang ke yen ka di ke te ping we to di we ka je we dai fa ke yen ban bela tintani about ko lo ro de viagi jonton wo loin ke rani chol gar wi dol daman di de ban wo ge jamre de ko rani chol johnson wo loin nya ki lo bi ban ke governor bita fanal wai la ne yen against peace ko against jeng Padang wana chik dila ko nyu ki ke rande ni chol gar wi dol I don't know lano de nor pengan ten wel chen nor pengan I don't know fa ke yet churo lo e chik balu khilaf lano nge ki magenes yena ti dano another piece ya achan ba bai pet fa Johnson ulo nyara lene ko lo blindfold all the time taban nge ki we ko we to pi afanai fa Johnson ulo ke yena nen gar wi dol chik lo khilaf also ka Johnson ulo I believe I chi be to ke gar wi dol anymore ko nor ci ka mai fi hortum mai mai ben fi hortum robe go wen to no ko loita mo ne yen jontan ulo nyen mai ke lana charan e ko mai ten fi hortum lana nor za to ngulo ki fi pani chol hortum so ene kan we kai ko Johnson ulo nya ci yara lene ko lu shitting lan chen kuma ko lu shitting wan chen kang jod ene ci nyoko te be ne be lu rani chol gar wi dol today wrong information, then you guys will hear it tomorrow or the next couple of days. You know, Rani Chol Johnson will launch up again is Garwidwal right now. So Garwidwal don't belong to McGinnis anymore. So he had to find the way out to go through wherever he can go there, but it's no longer. Guy Johnson will Lano all the time Johnson Olony and Garwidwal they were like they sharing the road. You know, two of them they were sharing the road, but everybody have this own way to go. Lakini tane de dagas inu maderi amul arka bitao sura ishan yatla bara inak ya oda sa de dagas ajuza wa Garwidwal is in a problem now. Kana information also le week kai kwan ka Padang also jara na yendai you need to understand this. If I come to what we know about independence, I did live video chatting one we quite cool. Work Junubin, mean she work ben for America, while you ben for Australia, while you ben for wherever we come to. I use all jive a ticket, but they anybody. Lekin inta insana lu ada ticket min akuma galam she bara wamche amul kide tan ti taglib nafsik baro be ben puki ya gene za kuma kana ke simple tana ran shi din ran chirot puki lano if I say by myself I come through where I am here by my own ticket. You know, even I do what I want, it's that my own ticket and I get in. Lakin fi zol jai be tikita akuma utani jagalab nafsu gali no akuma da magi akuma ba amul kide o inta jai be tikita akuma fi bara ina fa ke we geng Padang apet bu koy roda lo updating arit lano Iran ire fi Malakal ko Iran ire fi Juba ko yine belong to Upper Nile. We call back something called majlis jalsa bag nyu pin ku bag ting lano we buka loy blind fool ai zaman baden lano yin ke kwai de makal ku jayen Malakal e kwai ben loy confused dai ma chi we pin wana de no dang che be ben Malakal wan ku le o chai chai yana re Malakal tene for a long time. You say don't talk. You say don't talk about it. It's not your business. Ma Johnson will learn yamal in glab ma le garwidwal who munuma baro. You know. Ma unwera sade ma fizul deri kalam few lakin de in glab jais. Yani garwidwal de is no longer anymore there. Who galo kaliyat lavar of yarata utaichuluk. Munuma baro. Everybody know it. So even young Padang they know it. I know it. You know it. Anwar lista guide na gata riyak machar zato baden ay kun muksud zato lana de yawde ka riyak machar u der min mitin you know riyak machar u kan der garwi dolde achanu torodu inak pimala lu guide fiura so Johnson Uloin did it exactly what riyak machar wanted yaw toroda juza asa da juza guide win oh el garwi dol u guide win lo ita taro you don't even know Johnson Wolinda Mafazul Bamalo trust Ana Zato, I don't even trust him. Lano, I can't a good ma winter zul galana Bamul United Sharakia ma Johnson Wolinda, you are losing your mind. Lano Johnson Wolinda Bamuleg sneaking Ted Lamandato Shilak Bara Lakina Juda ma Bamulo Tasir Lakin Batorodo. Lano Arab Nuar de Bamul Shunuba de Lamanu dere Duka Juza, you know. وده حاجة نينا قلنا له للناس الكثير في زمن ده كله انت يا غروي دولتا ما ده تقول هناك لانه أراد بتاع جونسون ولا انت he don't need you لكن وده بس عشان انت بكون شنو protecting him you know ونينا كلامنا نينا فنا نينا ناس بتاع فدان ده كلامنا كثير انه جونسون ولا انت don't trust him Lakin guna le garwi dwell also inter don't trust Johnson Wollay. Lani Johnson Wollay is not the loyalty person who amul cheating le akuma. We shall ask la akuma o fad o gal there am amul kide barnia ya o fad. You know. So lo if it's not my business, it will be a business with South Sudanese, you know. Anama in Sudan, I mean South Sudan. So if something going on wrong, the munubugul, the Anna. Tagalog Pizol Biji Fog Nagi Kalam Few, Girana, South Sudan, for Aja Chabu, Mabadusu, mind to Nazbet, I should look there little Nazbet, Yani, Nuer Ma Barob. Lana Gan Guleg de Anna de Robbie Wayne, Anna Robber my look so Anna Barob, they should look Bugulu, they should look Anna Zari should look Maba Malay cheating Anna. Ana baro who bamul cheating ana fi ya to wuket o ya to sa we ya to zaman lakin wer ma baro lanu wer be na wala gad ma shuluk zar you know gere na tanginyal kan je damande je amul na de gad ma na Johnson wolinde o je katalo fa de ya de god betan wer ma shuluk lakin lord fin wer de gula se galo gad ma shuluk de gere Daniel de no You don't even know. Lakin but cheating there and baro lani sneaking the katal does the haja guy in chuluk. You know. Chuluk back to like but beduna ma age if you gedam age if war not real mar. As I used a bugulu garwi well guide in a min meeting. U galo u laga ma laga ma. You know. Lakin ba the niya vadin ayat bara beduna haja. Lakin nuer betana del bugushu ana baro. Lano zamana riyak el kana amol inglab bita 91 da muna amol da ma lama kol da muna ma baro fa nuer belisu gidam galam shi gidam nina biji warak lakin badaniya ya ma bezol biji warak bas hu arab nu nuer del ma nas yani indum fakar yani ma indum muk kaman ay shuluk baro kite gal nuer del ma indum muk you know they can go anywhere they want You know, inta ba mulo shooting anytime you want, you know. Lakin arab nuer ana guide ma also. Bichala gona they nuer. So nuer arab ana munu nuer ana arab da munu, you know. Laki lama no ja fi shitting da ito bugul gal no da ya mululo shitting sura no da buwaga fi hambo sura aishano da zula mulo rek ma chade lama na mulo ngala fi 1991 da ita gale go bara malama kol guide fi what alan lama kol ya da lapo بدون ما عنده objectives ذات ما عنده منظم وما عنده party ولسه ماشي بس يا زول فاشل فوك جيم فدان طبعا problem de Johnson wolin ke gar wi do la chi ko big len ke chulu ku ja yen we a chano abia shim lan ke ye party ke ye one party together so they can be together for a long time. Lakin there is some game, there is a game among themselves, you know. وحالنا نوردل أي مال بس هم زول بيجي بكش فيه وقال عارف أي مال هناك لكن ما عارف لكن بعد النهاية يمشي يعمل لوزر ده وريق ما شارو كان عمل ده وقتل كم نور you know قتل نور كتير لكن finally نور أصلا ده بيجي ما عنده أي حاجة لأنه ده ريق ما شارو قاعد في جوبا you know وقاعد يأكل هناك وقاعد مرتاح وكل شيء يعني وفي بعض نور تعبانين يعني تعبانين بصورة بدرجة خالص يعني وهم كمان تعبانين في مشاكل ده كتير من 1991 up to now but they still now suffering. So lo nina jina fi haja bugulo nina Padang people fi Malakal we cannot stop anything. So itu betul gul gali no nadil who's sakit nadema sakit ya udah nas kalam fiu ana mara de gul gal don't talk about it nas kalam katir galo ya Johnson wolloy mari shakal ma garwi dwal mari shakal ma Johnson wolloy ukulo ya aja de behelu chunute aja de u fi social media ma aja beta Daniel baro who guide fi social media. So لو قالوا قرويج دول بيجوا طردوا خلاص في مجينة دايرة يقولوا أمشي في عراضة بتاعك يجي يقولوا في أمشي عراضة بتاعك بعد زمن بعد you know ما supposed to tell him long time ago ما أصلا وده حاجة قرويج دول supposed to know this thing before عنده عراضة كتير في تجابة الله نور عنده عراضة كتير تجاجاج عنده عراضة كتير في مال بتاع Padang ذاته لأن garwi dwal kan maindu mishkala ma motanin barut maindu mishkala ma Padang zatu hata lo jai ne yiji yagod fi arata bata Padang da ma fazol ba mulo ya jalano is not against Padang un is not against Akuma is against a party bugul ayo la o part direct mashar. So message bata garwi dwal is clear, everybody know it, I know it, you know it, and all of us know it. Lakin bata Johnson Wolonyi is not clear dol gari shakal fi arada within أراضي بتاع جنوب السودان قال داير يعمل أراضي within أراضي يعني زي زول قاعد يشاكل جوا بموضوع بتاع سرير بتاع جنب تاني ده نفسه جوا وايد لكن داير سرير ده يشاكل مع زول ده يا ده حاجة بتو أراضي ده أراضي بتاع جنوبي أنا من الجنوبي you are من الجنوبي okay so what make me to fight you or what make me to fight you أراضي ده أراضي بتاعنا. Brother Young Malik, I believe your internet is giving you a hard time, but lo ana shufta sura bitaka ana bijiba fi screen lakin otherwise bitaka lista mind sura fi. I need to see your picture first before I bring you to the broadcast. There is something that is we need to know exactly. Ana kaman semitu fi wada kui kan gari kalam ba mo live video na gari kalam ino nas Edward Sheikh and those of Trace and some others they nazil galavan pusum gal big against Junub Sudan lakin akalag nakal Teresa da dera na gule le Edward de o guide fi America ya izol baro bena o jabe tikita SPLA wasa de tasma wino fi white gari kala mumbara fi video betaw ana maksud be kalam betaw lano is agiga lani inta junubi winter solo achanti tamul alwajib beta junubi you supposed to do it and then after that you can turn yourself bad ma inta you success lakin you did not win it winter bigo gol gal akuma sar guruj akuma akal guruj lakin ta jaibe tiketa akuma ta jabe gruita akuma. How do you say that is akuma? Ma quiz wa akuma. Ana Daniel de, I support akuma since 2000 what 2016 fi media wana. Lakin ana ma awal marra wala shilta guruj wala indi guruj zata badine wala fi akuma rosol ni bara ina. Why? Because akuma da akuma ta Junub Sudan akuma batana kulana. Okay. Lakin lo akuma asa de rosole asa de gala inta ana bashil musuliya batak da amsha madrasa shanti ta mulena wajib fi Junub Sudan. I will do it. Bishobne sa dan amalta. Okay. They ana asa de guide fi gidam kumde ana technician laws hardware software technician. Lakin ana ma bagul le kuminu ana technician kabir ana bamul kide wana bamul kide. I do by my own ana bamul ajad bitai barai technician ana ma technician ta akuma lakin ana technician ta bedtai ano iya aja ana galap ana bamul computer bamul printer bamul shunu bamul del kul hardware technician u bamul lakin one day lo ana mashid katir lada mat nat labara degree kabir bita engineering or lo ana yeda aja bagolo software engineering or ana biji whatever is coming cyber Microsoft certify and all of this. Ana lisa bagole kum ana dera musada kide achani namul kide. You know, lakin I will not lose. You know, they now the tanina jabe ticket SPLA jabara ina be ticket SPLA lakin lisa asa de galab nafsu gal biga again is akuma. Ujai be ticket akuma, jaibe guru akuma, jaga ina be guru akuma asa nazi dweda check de lo dul tala bara fi Amerika ina mama barja. Lano mind awarak zat achane wo yagorine yatla bara fi Amerika ene wo bagor kide lakin ma batla bara yani achan yamchi hit mal tani bara min Amerika de ma batla ma barja. Why? Because wo ma eligible chan wo yagorine lakin gada achan akuma jabo, you know. Wana Daniel de lo de ramul fly anyway ana bamsi ma ci London ased de inta talgani ased ana fi London bukra ولا ماجي في فرنسا أنا بمشي ماجي في دبي بمشي أي مال أنا بمشي في وسط ديرو وأنا لسه برجع هادي أنا منهم بمسكني هنا عشان أنا جاي براي وأنا ماشي براي لكن أنت زول جابو أنت ما عندك أي حاجة عشان تطلع برا عشان بجالتنا كلها so أزول اللي هو عمل لايف مبارا أنا ما داير عمل اسمه أنا مبسوط شديد مبارا هو عشان هو كان قاعد يقول قال لما زول رسلوه أكوما رسل قال أمشي برا تيجي تستدي وتيجي تقلب نفسك وتقول قال أكوما ما كويس أكوما كده وأكوما كده وأكوما كده يا جماعة الكلام ده ما كويس وده is very very shameful للناس ده أصلا لما تقول قال أصلا ده يدوي ده شكل بامو لايف كل يوم وقال بقى ده جنوبي وده سوداني وجاي من أكوما جابه لكن هو يعمل study هو كمل engineering لسه ما كمل هو بيجي قال again إذا كوما لكن هنا نازل هو بعمل support أكوما ده ولا لقينا جريج واحد من أكوما لكن ليه لأنه ناس كان قاعدين يشاكل عشان هم يكون عندهم أكوما جون قرن قال أكوما ده مع الشعب وأركا شعبية لما هو كان قاعد في غابة كان ده أركا بس ما كان أكوما أسا ياو عندنا أكوما ياو ده عندنا الهان ده أكوما وده أكوما we support all the time ما عشانو نينا بامو support the rebel okay وده أكوما ده ياو ده أكوما we support at this time Laki lo inter if you turn your back to Akuma, winter jaibe ticket to Akuma, it's simple. Hata lo tegula haja zato, you are not a powerful person like Ana jaibe ticket betai barai ana ba mulai haja na dero. Lano ani jai barai, wana maisha barai, wana barja barai, wana bunum barai, everything barai. Lano Akuma ma dani haja janat bara fi Junub Sudan najina. غيره بس مشيت كرمك وجيت هنا وخلاص أنا ما مشيت ضربة عربية تاعكم أنا مشيت بكرة so أنتوا جنوبي لما أنت تكون يعني عندك حاجة بتاع زول أنت تنسى لأن حكومة عندك قروش من حكومة، لكن أنت نسيت أنت بقول حكومة سرق قروش. ده منو ده سرق قروش، أنا سرق قروش، كده سرق قروش، كده سرق قروش. Okay. فده is a very important thing. Now لما نينا جينا في July 9 July 9 لو independent of South Sudan أي زول عربي independent of جنوب السودان نينا دانيال نينا قاعدين هنا ده we vote also نينا we vote في Washington DC لأنه why because country is belong to all of us حتى لو نينا قاعدين في أمريكا or حتى نينا قاعدين في whatever country South Sudan is for all of us. لمن كان في لمن جاء independent the independent on a yellow independent بتاع جنوب السودان أصلا ديك كده بين باي فانيشال Washington DC. Okay. Washington DC كده بين باي سين وين كيكو يبين بين سين إن كده east side كنا I believe كده بين DC. You to New York بين DC. You to no بين DC including myself also. So we both I can University Sudan separate from Khartoum. Now عندنا دولة لو يوم بتاع July 9 وday out July 9 is tomorrow وفي ناس again is July 9 في ناس دايرين يمشي غابة ذاته عشان هو celebration بتاع July 9 قال ده July 9 ده independent بتاع دينكا ده independent بتاع دينكا لما دينكا جاي في الغابة they are the independent but they is very wrong dreaming huh? لأن أنا سميت من الوقت هذا هو قال لي أكيد independent أدينك you know مق ده مق عجيب كل يعني مق التعبان شديد يعني مق ذاته لو أتى لو كتو في برميل تا مويه سكون ذاته ما بنجد ذاته لسه بكورك ولسه ما عنده أي حاجة في راسه you know independent جنوب السودان ما بتاع زول ولا بتاع دينكا ولا بتاع دانيال ولا بتاع منو ده بتاع جنوب السودان. So if you don't believe جنوب السودان is belong to you then you guys will face the consequence. لأن حاجة أنت بنكر ده will face you one day. في brother بقوله جوردن في brother بقوله جوردن ده بيجي وبمشي. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do to you, but you come and go. I think the internet. Ana kateto link naga jama. Internet. You need to join me. You can join me. Another topic. Ana bamche few. The drainage. The drainage beta Nile. Drainage beta canal beta jungle. Okay. A drainage. Ana mara bugoli shono Arabic. لو انجلي بقول درينج يعني يشيلوا مويه برا في بار حاجه ده انتوا جنوبين انتوا دايرين تعرفوا دول العربيه ديل كله including مصر including منو ديل كان against SPLA حتى ناس جون جرن ديل وناس منو ديل كان هو بدا عركه القديم ده even جوزيف لاغو عرفه زمان لما هم كان قاعد في عنيانا وانا كان دول العربيه ده ما بدوا اي حاجه. The same thing لو الناس في اللي جزاته دول العربيه لسه ما قاعدين يدوا حاجه لكن دول زي مصر ده ده يعود عقاب دولة بتاع جنوب السودان عقاب دولة الو عقاب دولة لو انتو جنوب السودان need to pay attention to them لو انتو كليتو البار لو كنال جونغلي و درينج شالو مويه برا ومويه كله بيبقى وقف في البحر نينا جنوبين ديل لو ما في زول عارف انه نينا جنوبين قاعدين ناكل شنو قاعدين ناكل في المطر اوكي ما قاعدين ناكل من اليوان قاعدين ناكل في المطر تاع جنوب السودان بيجي بثرو واتر على النيل لو نينا قاعدين فيه في على النيل مطر بتاعنا بتاع على النيل ده مطر تقيل يعني مطر عجيب لانه يعني المطر لو نزل ذاته بكسر البيوت بكسر البيوت لانه انا قلت لكم ده لما نينا قاعدين في ملكال انا تربي في ملكال من انا ولدوا فيه بشيل الزنكر برا في راس البيت المطر هوا شديد ولكن مطر ده جاي عشان شنو؟ جاي عشان مويه. المويه هنا عندنا ده ياو ده بخلينا مطر يجي. ايوانات بتاعنا برضه قاعدين في جنوب السودان قاعدين because of water. الليك تر مويه سمك كمان هيكون ما في سمك. لو مويه ده بنتهي كله بعدين هيكون ما في سمك برضه. وانتوا تعرفينه نينا كل الجنوبين ديل بنحبوا السمك. اوكي، اكتر من اي حاجه نينا بحب سمك. في ناس زادوا ممكن ما باكل لام زادوا لام تاع بقر، لكن ما تلقى زول ما باكل سمك. اوكي، لكن تلقى الناس التانيين دي نينا قاعدين انا وشلو قاعدين في سرب البحر، نينا قاعدين ناكل سمك 24 ساعه، ما في يوم بجل ما في سمك في البيت. وسمك بيجي وين؟ ما في سمك بيجي في الغابه، سمك ما بيجي في البحر. يعني انت بمسك سمك في البحر ما بمسكه في الغابه. you know ولو ما عندك بحر هتمسك سمك وين؟ حتى ايوان ده هو قاعد في الغابه ده ما بقول لانه مويه ما في. so لو جاء انه حكومه بعدين يعملوا بلاين فول قال يا اخي نظافه قاعدين نعمله ونحن ما قاعدين نعمل درينج للليل. حاجه ده يتعبكم شديد. وجنوب السودان ده لو ما بيكون عندكم مويه بعدين هتشوفوا تمشوا وين؟ ما عندكم بود بورت، ما في مينا. يعني مينا لو ممكن بعدين اجاتكم يجي فيه وشنو ده ما عندكم. بعدين هيليبوكم ويجرجروكم لما تكيفوا. مصر ده مصر ده مقصود عشان هو يشيل مويه ده برا من جنوب السودان عشان يكون زي ما انا قلت لكم اول امبارح انه اس بي ال بقول جوزيف لاغو هنا راي فاندا واجب فيو بقى ديال مصر هنا راي فاندا ده المويه ده جاي من وين؟ ناس جوزيف لاغو ده بيبيو مويه ده من وين؟ ما كان بيشيل مويه ده في النيل، في النيل ده ويشيل المويه ويمشي يبيو في مصر. ده ناس اس بي ال كان قاعد يقول كده، لانه لما ناس بي ال قاعد برا هناك ناس جوزيف لاغو ناس منو ده ناس منو ده لسه قاعدين في الشمال ولسه قاعدين يبيو مويه برا هناك للمصريين. you know فده is a very dangerous part. يعني ده حاجة خطر. لو انتوا كمان انتوا جنوبين كليتوا يمشي عشان مويه بتاعكم يمشي هتعرفوا انه بقر امينة ايوانات بتاعكم بمشي وطيور بتاعكم بطير ما بطير بقر في جنوب السودان. هسه انا شفت الناس بعمل مظاهرات انه وده بلد بتاعكم منو ذاته كليكم كل زول يجي يعني يدخل في اراضي الجنوبي عشان يجي يعمل حاجه ده عشان تيجي تعمل مظاهرات له. ده منو يعني جا عمل لكم يعني تعليمات عشان هو جنوبين عشان يعمل مظاهرات انه drainage بتاع canal ده is gonna cause us a lot of problem. Yes, it's gonna cause you a problem. لكن the problem هسه ده ما بكون هسه، لكن problem بيجي بعدين بكون long term problem. ما بصلح نفسه والبروبلم ده بقعد for long time generation to generation to generation. يعني بكون ناس تعبانين شديد. وبكون أول مرة كان جنوب السودان هيكون ما عنده موية وما عنده مينا. بلد ما عنده مويه ما عنده مينا تشربه في وين ذاته؟ مويه اللي بيشربوا ده تشربه وين؟ خلي بار ده بتاع السمك ده، لكن انتوا تشرب مويه وين؟ ديفيد كور كيف long time I didn't see you. يعني كلين لوي شيرة كان ويكايكو. ف يدكن ويك جينا أنا ويك داي drainage لو ميد canal jungle or mid any kir or any bar will face a lot of consequence. You will get a problem. Your child will get a problem. Your child of the child. Jana bita jana lo jai wara jana bita go jana bita gigi ma jana bita utana de ma chakede is still continue problem. Yani this is gonna be a continue problem. Wanina junubin nina dere no show kala sulfur must go there is the maya the hal betana nina dere naro binu inta junubi wana junubi inta mendinka inta menshuluk inta menwer nina kulu junubi. Okay, aradi bita junubi de it belong to all of us. Lo nina jina fi mudua bita intakabade ayi zul begif. Yani ayi zul begif inta inda rakba tegif inta تشيل كرسي انت دايره. حتى سالفه كير هسه ده لو طلع برا وفي واحد جاب ذاته جنوب ده لسه ما بصلت. انا ده نقول لكم انتوا هسه ده بتقول قال lo salfa asa de lo tala bara khalas junub de bente into shuftu opposition lo wu nas al gaidin bara de to shuftu Thomas Churilo nas fagan nas munu gaidin bara de did they unite lo wu hum rebel yani they are the rebel. They are the opposition. Let me say my rebel opposition. Lan rebel de zol Charles Lav got dukle na so let me say opposition. Lot of opposition de kalma official. Yeah, kalma bugulo official, you know. De bugulo opposition. Opposition de zol yani zalan و ما عنده سلاح ما شال سلاح لزول لكن زعلان بالسيستم الحكومة بعمله ده هو ده بقوله زول الopposition. He came up from that opposition. He came up from the system. لو system بتاع سالفا كير مع الرؤساء بتوعه ناس توماس شوريلو طلع برا فيه وقال نينا ما دايرين system ده even though they are a part of it. So لو قلنا انت لو قلت قال سالفا كير ما يعني is the problem. Okay, is a problem لكن انت you are a problem too. لو انت ما problem لو انا opposition انا دانيال opposition في واحد هناك opposition ودف opposition نينا بسأل باسنا انا بسألك انت opposition because of what؟ انت بقول لي الو بلاغن ينا opposition عشان شنو؟ مو ينا opposition about. Are you opposition because you انت لسه you did not marry Denka lady? That is how you are opposition for? No انا بقول no ما عشان انا ما married from Dinka. Okay, انت عشان ما لقيت بني شلوك انت opposition. No, this is not. What is your opposition for? ما الناس بس على بعضهم. توماس شريلو ممكن يسأل ناس ناس فاغانا يسأل مالون يسأل منو يسأل انت opposition because of what? Okay, لو انت opposition because of system. Thomas Churilo is opposition because of system in Juba. Malong is the same thing, system of Juba. Pagan is the same thing, the system from Juba. Okay, now your objective is the same. So why not you guys don't come together and then make sure that you guys are aware in the Junubin gal nina against the system of Juba or nina ma against anybody. Nina against system. So if you are against the system, would you join us? Yes. Somebody will say, okay, أنا ممكن نعمل join الأرض system بتاع سلفكير بيادي ده. It's a system must go. It is not a system we like it. It's a system called must go. So if we get somebody who let this system go, Salva-Kiir Mayardit is calling everybody, come move me or let me go. Come, let me go. You know. So lo ana Daniel ana bugul gal Salva must go. Ku Salva gari gule ya Daniel tale. I can you let me go. Ana lista gadi ning na lakin ana ma mashi zato. Wana zato ma lagalay nasa luwa mulay support also. Lano I need a support too. I can to make Salva go. Lano without making Salva move from there, mafi haja ba Salva bamche. Yani Salva it will not go nowhere. Salva I can delay. Okay. Usalfa zato I can be jale kole le ted le yentin ku lok ben it will get worse. Yani bukuna ka baja than Salfa who guide enough, you know. Fa lojina fi aja bugole independent beta Junuba Sudan, we call independent beta Junubin. Ma independent ta Dinka wala de beta Chulu wala ta Nuer wala beta Mono. De beta Junubin kuluna. Ata Salfa lo rais enough. Ma buku rais yani forever. Yani ay zol in the Omar. Ata lo gali no ya gore na fi tolo ayato lisa bukuna jus ma ay zol bamshi o de bije. Inta lisa talgao baden al kursi de talgao ay zaman. Lekin subur dai ma ana gane shuba sadek nas bugol le noer mind subur. Noer mind subur. Ana ma bugol noer mind subur lakin an samita indu zol gal noer mind subur. Lakin ma fa zol fi Junuba Sudan na indu subur. Ana da no gule ko mitu Junubi ma fa zol indu subur fi Junuba Sudan. Ma to gol de noer barao wala de muno barao de ma fa zol indu subur. Everybody just have hurry. Ita bijire bas be aja sura o baden you fail, you know. For the I wanna go into Junubin we need to tell to each other. Lano mudua beta kanal de alu bishilu fi moy da na mare ba kuma de uga de ya in kif ana mare lekin ana samito inu galo dan nadafa le yiji ya mulu nadafa na tanin unina junubin ma indana shawol akuma lo inta dera mul nadafa ata de message de la akuma bardo lano akuma nina ma ba mo support la akuma wa akuma lista is lost in direction also laninta akuma kaman you making the direct indirect yani ta mache be wrong way also lanu lo kan de nadafa gadi amulu fi kanal ta Sudan de bita junub ma junubin fi guide fi junubin ma lagin shore fi yani nadafa de mumkin yakun yani nasba lum hata lo gale yamulu nadafa kali akuma yamul nadafa employing junubin kali junubin يشتغل فيه في النظافة ده حاجة ده بكون يعني ده بكون حكومة بهيب ناس بتوع لكن حكومة لو ما بهيب ناس بتوع ده هاو ده مشكلة ناس تانيين بيجي لا ناس ده جنوب السودان ده itu nina nada sukara albiji baadaye nije nalgao khalas is damage is done damage is done nina biji nalgao ayi haja de khalas muksur شارع مكسور الواطة اللي عندنا ذهب واليورانيوم وكله ديل والرملة بتاعنا ده لأن هنا في أفنال هناك رملة بتاعنا هناك انتوا تعرفين في محل بقولوا قطاع جنوبي وفي محل بقولوا مطار هناك تجاه ملكية عندنا رملة هناك رملة دي وزي السمن يعني لو انت دقيت بيه بيت ده والله بيت ده بجيب موي مطر يقول قال بجدة وتيت ما بقدروا ده رملة عجيب رملة أصلي لو هو رملة بتاع النساوين بعمله ده زي هو عملوا بيه شركة زاد انت بشوف انه شركة عملوا ورده لكن ده الوقت ساكت كده بس انت امشي تنقر شوفي هناك تلقى رملة والله تجيبه في البيت هناك تيجي تعمل لك ايطة ده والله ايطة ده يقعد 20 سنة يقعد ما بوقف وده يعودل كله نينا بلغاو بعدين انتهى كله شالو اوكي فنينا جنوبين نينا دايرين نقول awareness لنينا أنفسنا لو قد قال أكوما lost direction نينا ما دايرين نقولهم بمشاكل دايرين نقولوا له أكوما you lost the direction كمان انت خليت جنوب السودان ده يكون بعدين جنوب تعبان لأن يالا سكر الفيجا بعدين ده يلقى جنوب ده بعدين صعب شديد قوات عجيب كل يا ده مويا داير يشيلوه يلا يال بتاعنا الفيجا السكر الفيجا بعدين ده أبي فيو بين يو فيو جيبتو أبي لاي بين يو زار لاي ونك كور بك تين زار أشيمي كو بتين تانا لانا لاي بيج جال لأنه there is no water the water is gone أيوانات بتاعنا فاتو سمك زاتو فات نينا بيجا باكل شنو ما عارفين دار كمان لو زورا ده ذاته نينا ما نلقى زورا كمان ياو نينا لاجين هسه ده لسه نينا لاجين من سنة كم ما رجعنا البلد فلو ما في مطر هيكون ناس تعبانين انا بحب انه بلد يكون فيه مطر احسن من بلد يكون فيه يوان لان بلد بتاعه لو فيه مطر احسن من يكون فيه يوان لان يوان ده it's not guarantee عشان يجيك أكل كل يوم لكن مطر is guarantee أنا ممكن نعمل خضرة بتاعي وأنا ممكن نعمل ويكا بتاعي بأمية وأنا ممكن ندرى البطيخ ولوبيا ياودا بامبي هناك وينايدين ده كله ده مطر لو ما في مطر ده بنجد وين ما أجور وكل طماطم all of this فول سوداني ده بلد يعني فيه أي حاجة لكن ده شنو ده مطر ده ما زول ياو ممكن يمشي يرشه يزرع ممكن ترشه لكن ما تقدر يعني ما بنجد ده وزي بتاع مطر فويك جنوبين أكو بانجي أنا كنال جونغلي كنا ولا كي ويربان بك ميدي فايون ميد كي it's up to you guys لأنه where you go it's gonna be where you live لأنه أنت ما بمشي وأنت ما بقعد هناك you need to go and live there حتى أنت شفت معلاد قد وانا كيكين في يوبان there is a big problem. The problem ready. In be le ja go ka ngwan yum tok la ne yim le kyang wo tor ra jare. La no ti chen few de tor di do go ready. Rana be le ja go ka ngwan yum one day. Wala bay le ja go sit mara fi yum. La no tiok kut ko yin. You know. Itu Junubin, you need to know this thing. For July independent, July 9 is gonna be tomorrow. They everybody know it in South Sudan. Ma fi shogol يوم السبت طبعا ما في شغل برضه. Maybe they don't have شغل في زمن ده كتير لكن holiday بتاعنا هنا قاعدين في overseas ده عندنا holiday بس one day لكن there another day Ustaz Manjak in Chamos. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great, my brother Daniel.
Okay. Lloyd?
I think I will long time do.
Yeah, long time already. In Chamos.
You come back join one the fundraising because I was follow it the fundraising, but okay, I didn't go there the late man this fall. Don't can kill one go Louis equalize. Ngana ka fundraising one ngong lo ya ka o ko die, but ke kadang bedin chiwo go tawan ko Louis new one sin from divide le jibole be ko Louis ko jwa polon ka wan jogo to ko ki ku join. But we were aware, no, not taking a parading when loaded.
No, my yin and Chokoilo invited someone. I did a lot of invitation.
I did find your invitation. Okay, with by enjoy your personally. I can make a more kid, but you need to join, but because of your show.
Yeah, I can make a Almayim a book job discuss a zaman. Yeah, but then, Kato, yeah, and Loy show. Taban independent 9 July independent emiak ko independent ekada kawai junubin whether you are a dinka or nga it belong to us. So we be work jam tin ready ko jo khao loy rot fi biak da yig Johnson ulen ke mình đi đi cho cái do chỉ coi có bi jam tin là khi nào biết jam kam ấy zaman chan aping la de kai le ne le nyung chi kun le chan ko ja big yar ano kene ta yen dare ta ne mo indi de do man di de ban mo furu chi ro di lo ya ko yen ai dil choba ka chak nam chen je za do to na wo yen another thing all to ka wen lo ro fi bia ka pana lakin bia krang tu den kene kanal jongale ba jo tau ke la thing I think you know it about it cái topic và most part zaman already drainage yellow road fi canal jongale kunon jo a wir ban ke loy drainage wala bi jo yen canal jongale tok chan ko cha tin ka loy mazara don ter wa ku ja wan chana cha tin my colleague beluluk chila live ten ko ha cha tin civilian wala students thau ki ka loy mazara to en ka ke jamane ke to in ba pal flow ba jo bela twen ke whatever you start from those topics yin in chale yare de ban manje.
Thank you by Daniel and let me thank your all viewers those who are watching down there, and we need to come together as brothers, son and daughter of South Sudan, because this country, we've been sacrificed, our grandfathers and our fathers, and then we were called a Red Army because people were joining the bush while they are a very minor people. That's why the Kelmo of Red Army or Lord Boy remained. Not because people are still a minor anymore. We are already around 48 years, 50 years. Then this person, if you have 50 years or 48, you're not a minor anymore. But the symbol of the name remains because of that during the war or during the struggle. So happy everyone Independent Day. I know some people are not happy about it, but people misunderstood. There's a difference between independent when you have own place, even there is a mismanagement or misleadership, cannot turn you down to deny the facts or to deny something you've been suffering for. This independent is the independent of a gone generation who joined the Bushtin and Nyanya one, and they didn't achieve it, and they left without know anything, and also the generation to come. Leadership come and gone. Sometimes from the first place you have a bad leadership. Sometimes on the second you will have a good leader, or sometimes you have a good leader from the first place, and then after that you have a bad leader. Everything come and leadership come and change. Amikila bita leader in the country will not let hit our freedom. The country we've been suffer to liberate this, and also we board. People forget about we win our by a huge number for to vote for a referendum for separation 98 point something point nine to let Southern Sudan to become a country. I don't think everybody we already been a part of that final liberation, because we liberate the reason Matamar Watani or national or what is called national what is called party bita Bunuda bita Bashir NCP. The reason they accept fees in Ibacha in 2005 is because they've been perished by the war and they were nowhere to go. They were no have choice, and if they're saying if they don't sign peace, then they will be crushed and the country will be taken over by force. That because of the leadership, because of the SPLA. SPLA were a very strong movement to overcome or to challenge the government, and that was a threat from the former President Bashir, and they were calculated if they not sign peace, then they could be overthrown by force. That is why the peace of Naibacha been signed, and that is why they accept peace. Not because they've been pressure from our side. Yes, there was a pressure from our side, but without force on the ground, then they were not supposed to accept this by the international community view by itself without being threat on the ground across the whole Sudan. So what I can say to our people, let hope, even if you are opposition, this country is still your country. This country is still your country. May somebody you hit left later on and you came in, and somebody you hit now will win out and turn himself against you. Are you will be happy? No, you will not be happy. That is why everything requires to respect each other. I will respect you as opposition, respect me as a government. It doesn't matter, regardless what differences. So that's why we're saying independent of South Sudan is very important to have our sovereignty, to have our own decision. It doesn't matter wrong decision we make. So if because of leadership, if because of whatever, so leadership can come and go on. Leadership cannot demolish and let hard hit our beautiful nation, and we have our flag. Our flag are flying in the United Nations. We are number 193 in the United Nations. We don't have that before. We didn't gain that respect like the thing we had before. Even if the leadership, if we have doubt or if there is anything going on in the country, forget about it. This thing will come and go on later. But independence will be there forever. Our grandchildren coming, or until Yom Kayama, Biji Junubu Sudan will be a dollar. Unless we misuse the wrong thing, we contradict ourselves and combine the leadership with the sovereignty to deny our nation to be a nation. So thank you, Daniel. And I wish all Southern Sudanese, wherever they are, to enjoy the independence. So the jubilation we have, even I heard from the TB from the Minister of Information, from Michael McQueen, the independent will not be celebrate because there's no budget, and the little money they will be able to inaugurate the cantonment forces who were being there for long without being uh, laid out from the training camp for long. That's what I heard, which is also, even if I'm being disappointed, what should I do? So I think, sorry, I forgot I didn't turn off what is called messenger. I used to
turn
turn
it off. Yeah,
that's
turn
why
it off when you doing this. Yeah, you
so,
need to turn it off.
so I drop it right away. So what I can say, Daniel, happy Independence Day to all of us. Even you are not in South Sudan, you outside South Sudan, enjoy with your family in your home or wherever. Get your friend, go to the restaurant you like, and enjoy yourself, and forget about what is going on in Juba. So, and that what will happen. So we need to make sure that this country called South Sudan is our, and this country will be there forever, forever. That's why people say country is not belong to certain person. It's not belong to certain group. It belong to the coming generation. It belong to everyone, all of us. So everyone qualify to have the name of South Sudan. Come about the disagreement between Johnson, Woolen, and former chief of general staff of Dr. Yek Garwidwal. I believe someone tried to threaten you before and intimidate and try to say why you talk about it is none of your business. Why sometimes when something happen among them, why they jump to somebody first when something happen, and sometimes we watch each other here, we watch each other, and sometimes when something happen from somewhere they jump into, and nobody threatening them, and nobody told them it's none of their business. Nobody told them because we are Southern Sudanese. Anything happen or anything we see went wrong, we should jump in to make sure that because it's instability of South Sudan, it means we need to sleep all of us with our noise. But in spite of South Sudan, if there is a noise, then we will not sleep quiet. So that's why people try to keep an eye everything. So this agreement, even last 2 weeks, or sorry, not last 2 weeks, last couple of days, I saw Johnson was being interviewed by the radio automatic, but he denied the facts. But people know what is going on. And this guy sometimes makes himself a very smart guy. That's why we Padang people keep telling to the people, we the one know this person better than you guys. And people don't accept. Look what happened during when the government of Southern Sudan trusts him and they employ him or they deploy him as the commander in Upper Nile. Look what happened. All the heavily weapon, all the very high weapon from the government of Southern Sudan, he went and turned them. This weapon against the government and killed the innocent people, which is Upper Down people. And we will be resist from the beginning and say, this guy is the wrong person. You tried the wrong guy. Hey, people say, no. This guy being somebody, good philosopher, sometimes he says this and this and this, and people don't, and that is the problem in South Sudan. People don't pay the facts. We rely on lying, on fool each other, on not telling the truth to each other. That is the problem. And that is why we will be there for a while without getting something right. Sometimes we left something which is true, and we go and just beating bullshit without telling the truth. What is going on in my game is, yes, you're right. Even if people don't put their ears, then later on it will wrap up, and people will talk about it. People will talk about it, and this Johnson Woodland is trying to be smart. The reason our brothers from the other side don't like to talk about it, because they end up the
They don't,
Garuda
yeah,
was
because they don't have no
yeah.
alternative. Because the galino, garwigwal we shakal ma wuling, Riang Machar will take it up there, and then Riang Machar will be standing by waiting. So there is no
But
way out.
but the
Like it.
problem is, Daniel, they
Mm.
don't need to humiliating themselves, because they already humiliate themselves. They thought Garuda will be the hope, the high hope for them. But now Garuda failed. Now he put Johnson Woodland to be his deputy, and Johnson Woodland cooking something people try to discover, and he came and denied that he had automatic. And also people know, they don't know we are smarter than them. And that is, and also the reason they're shying about it, not to talk about it, because they end up there. There will nowhere. They have nowhere to go, because Magamis Kid Wang were the only player left for them. Now they just thinking, they just trying to put everything together and thinking about what they will come and and try to say. But
Dang to ko bangi ja dang wona ke nor won to or to wona nwe won ja cha do de to ai ka ma jama ke nor bar men nor ka ma genes wona nor won ta e ko tum ba man na ai ka mai ke mai rob ke mai no la ke ne le nga mai ko e riek ma char wala kuma de Sudan en mai kai wala yen Johnson lo nyana mai nor.
yeah, and the good news is you already inform people. They don't know we Upper Down people, especially those who are in Malakal, day and night. We are Apollo, what is going on there, because this thing sometimes is a threat to our Upper Down will, because majority of them, like Johnson Wellington, since Israel to go to the bush, it was Upper Down name. It was joining the bush because of he saying there's the land. Grab by Padang, and he were made his rebellion to go and fight or and fight to liberate their land back from Padang. How do person like us or you in Malakal sleep and don't know what is going on? So they should accept what you told them. It will be up to them, and things will come and pop up later on, and people will talk about it. But you already mentioned it, and people know what is going on. So the go ahead.
Kato, they already spoke about it. Everybody talk about it. Lakin war ko big jam tin, lakin chulu wachik jam tin. Kaka lui ran chit Johnson woloin ka lui condemn chen tong lo biro lui. Ko war chu ko big jam tin. Lano they know what go on, and they don't have a choice. Even big chup big mic ko lui ke they will have no choice. Lano kena jel nue bi nue jala bi gen magene to tuitan kwa cha rather than what the problem gable kan in fal fruta ya dang what happened in Malakal all to unta chan in call ade to taima ko loirot ko to taima loy pi walaya hena chi minister of health then chulu kana chila ko lom kulwela beloy ke makal wonne makal to lok ena bi ka to taima bairin ke jala ke na ku kana ke lôi cái mà cả luôn này council city council nên là lôi cái tờ tây mà tin cái này chỉ mà chắc rồi bé lôi của go mất char ở đó mất char là wali go mất để go bay với cái lôi có bị coi mồi vấn đề này chỉ giờ là cái nó có yên để coi mồi chỉ đều coi giam cái phải này chỉ để mà chắc thì các là khi nào kiến người đã ready you know. So the machakala ko viru gol everywhere bi wolen gol tweeten ko gol malaka le tweeten tiktok bi kan ni lekin pandani chol nuya kan sometime ek loy guchu en yana lwel won tel wala 91 wana yellow roda yo gine dil taw tin nin manje che riek ma chara to taw lama kol tin ko up to now lama kol che namrin tin no na don ko riek ma chara na problem la kini ke loy planning so nwer chulu ga dai loy gushu all the time kwa ngi chulu ga nwer they are not as smart than them chati pa yen kana yen bro loy ku yen gar wi dol da ore pi magene thinking that is a house for them lakin a thinking for them fa yin bala twengen tere ne ka ba lo sharo.
Yeah, I heard that before. You explained before what happened, and the good news is if they this thing under control, that is where the chaotic start sometime and it spread to escalations sometime. But the good thing is, thank God, our God this time has the South Sudanese will stand with us. We'll stand with innocent people and we'll stand with the vulnerable people. Because something can be cooked somewhere and then we'll come and end up with the innocent people, which is very unfortunate. So I hope this thing will say like that. And also, all the politicians everywhere trying to put people in the hot situation every time, and which is not good. We need to think the life of our people. A leader cannot think life of his own people. It's not a leader. You have to think for tomorrow. You have to think for the coming generation. You have to think the gone generation, like those who are sacrificed before them or before us, to trying to liberate this country, and they didn't achieve it because this and this and this. So we need to think like this. Pilalam in by Pilalam, all the world are thinking for tomorrow and are thinking for the coming generation. And they are thinking for the gone generation. That is why our grandfather now, those who are still alive, they live in the comfortable places in the world. If you in the United States, if you in any country, in the Western country, home care, the senior houses or the senior apartment. If you go there, it's beautiful than the White House. It's very beautiful than the White House. Because of what? Because they are a senior. Jana Takayir, the child and the older person, they are very important in different countries. But they are not important in South Sudan, which is very unfortunate. We treat them like we don't care, which is very unfortunate. It's not good. It's not working. So I hope the problem here has the South Sudanese. We are the only hostage ourselves. We don't combine our voice. We back and forth between the 64 using the name single and tribe out, but we will not help. If we see something wrong, why we don't come and unite our voice, our ranks, and deal with that situation as a one voice, as a one body, and don't come and single anyone out. If you see this person is your friend or your colleague, and that is why now everything in South Sudan we will go nowhere. People are, Murale is not good, Denka is not good, Nuhe is not good, Acholi is not good, Bahari is not good. While we know if we know we are South Sudanese, let us drop this mentality. And if we are in the Western country, for example, if we see the government of South Sudan don't do the right thing, let us come out, unite our voice, not because this government belong to Denka, not because this government belong to Nuer, not because this government belong to Murale or any certain tribe or Gabila in 64. That is what confusing us. Like now the issue of government of South Sudan now stick in Denka neck. Even those who don't know where the government is, even that to the hometown of the president don't know what is going on in Juba. And now people are whole victims. And this government of South Sudan, every 64 tribes have their own pace there. Why you don't go Why we don't unite ourselves and go against your own pace? The person belong. If the reason because some people English sometimes the definition is mean a lot. The pace is like now those who have Martin Iliamuro, why you don't go and challenge him, or those who have Wani, or those who have Yao Yao, or those who, but people come and leave Martin Iliamuro there, leave Wani there, and they come and stick on Kir neck alone, or a Koloko neck alone, and everything fall on Denka neck. While the Denka are innocent civilians, are vulnerable people who don't know what is going on in Juba. That is why I'm saying it will prolong the government not to do the right thing. If we were unite our voice, I know I'm an SPLM. I'm SPLM, I need to be clear here. People need to listen to me very well. But any party can correct itself if something went wrong. We saw even if you in America, a Republican and Democrat or independent, if somebody, even within Democrat right now, if something went wrong within president cabinet or within the party, they criticize themselves, and it does not mean if you criticize your party, you will break away. Or it does not mean if you because when you criticize your party, it does not mean you hate them. You will become a nyagat or somebody who is a rebellion. No, you need something good. A person who criticizes the system within the system is somebody who needs something good to make sure that you're going to the right way. That is why we, the Southern Sudanese, we the one who confuse the nation. We the one who host ourselves hostage. We the one who, if we are saying people need to build the future of this country or to talk about this country to move to the right direction, why we don't? Okay, can I asking you, Daniel? Now, when you host this media, now some people are, if you read all the comment down there, people talking and paying you a Denka or a Padang or whatever, which is you talking about the issue going back home. Now you sitting comfortable in your house. You pay your bill. You have you fill your tank in your car and you go wherever you want. But the reason now you spend those hours because of suffering of our people back home. Because of all unvoiced people who don't, and voiceless people who don't voice out their voice, somewhere they don't have a network or they don't have a thing to say something. That is why you come here to make sure that their voice might be heard. And you should represent their voice. That is the reason you are here. And our thought in Sudanese, I will calculate this. We need to come together and make sure change we need is the change of unite our rank, unite our voice, and don't go to the certain tribe. Okay, today may be me. You will chase me out. You hate me to death, to the death. But let me tomorrow, when you approach to the power, then I will go and pour myself against you. It will be back and forth, and this country will be no way. Will be no way to be managed. That is why we're saying, let us come. Lord, doesn't matter differences we have. Tell each other the truth. Let us unite ourselves by the 64 tribe and go against the system. If something wrong, me, I'm Francis, maybe I'm from Acholi or from Bar or from Deng or from Noe. I will not, because I came to criticize the government because I did and this. Let us drop that mentality. Let us come and criticize the system because the system is not good for us. Not because the system, because it's Denka or because of Noe. This thing, if we need this to achieve that success in this nation, let us adopt this system. And let us all the people in the Western countries, those who are called themselves, we are intellectual, we are knowledgeable. Why we the one who sometimes we are the one who messing everything? Let us come together and unite ourselves. Leave alone. Don't hate me because I'm Denka. I cannot hate you because You Equatorian, you Equatorian because Equatorian. Sometimes we call them Equatorian. Equatorian is the region. Is the region. There is the Equatorian, the region. There is the Mahdi, there is the Choli, there is Vari, there is wherever. There's a lot. Kwalmir, that's what I can advise our people. The dredging of the Nile, Brother Daniel, is supposed to be a red line to everyone. Dredging of the Nile supposed to be a red line to everyone, to all of us. Why? Southern Sudan now, if you see circulation video, since the CPA, there is the video on Al Jazeera. Southern Sudan is the longest Nile in the world. People are jealous about this. And if you don't careful the Southern Sudanese, which is in charge, now a leaders, then we already, this country been hijacked. They are telling the truth. This country been hijacked. Because of what? Because we rely on our side too much. And I thought there is a good advice every day to our leaders. We have a son from South Sudan, from Luo, and he's already in Kenya. Everyone see during the inauguration with our freedom bridge, Daniel, advice Raila Odinga gave to our leaders. President was there, Dr. Yek was there, everyone was there. This guy telling them, he's saying them, brothers, it's good that to lock yourself in your room and solve your own problem, better than going to Nairobi, better than going to Addis Ababa, better than going to Kampala. He told them, going to Nairobi will give you nothing. It will fuel up. It will fuel up the problems you have. Going to Addis Ababa will give you nothing. This guy was give them a very strong advice. And he gave them example what happened between him and Uhuru Kenyatta, the president of Kenya. During the front of the camera, and they called all the assembly and all the population or all the people sit down and they apologize to each other, proud of Kenya people. And they're saying the individual interest will not let us drive Kenya to war. And the individual interest will not let us destroy the building or whatever Kenya put there. That was their promise. Yes, they kept that promise. If they were not kept that promise, they cannot come and apologize and forgive one another. Front of the camera. That is the leaders we need. The leaders who can disagree and agree and find a different and give themselves and do whatever forgive one another. Find a common ground. Because the reason why they do this, because they think if they kept that rope, if they kept that back and forth with that rope, then they destroy Kenya. People will distrust each other, people will hate each other, and people will be in tribal base or boundary line. Those who are support Raila Odinga, those who are support Uhuru, they don't need to set this situation to their people. That is why they drop this individual interest and move in the center to make sure that the Kenya is a very Bible country, to make sure that the people, when the leaders hate each other, that is what is going on in South Sudan, Daniel. When the leaders hate each other, when the leaders have something in their heart never came out, don't compromise, don't forgive, even that to your face, even sometimes we know each other, Daniel. When you saying I forgive you, you see the face of a person. A face socket.
Yeah.
When you say I forgive you, you will see my face, you will see, yes, Francis forgive me a deal. But if I say that with not a bottom or with not bottom of my heart, then it will still show in my face. It will still show in your face. You never forgive. You just lie. That is what is going on in our country. We see the repairs exactly. The pace didn't change. And we need the repair to change. And we need them to parliament it what Ral Udinga told them. The problem is when I come about the dredging of the Nile, we are relying our side too much, Daniel. If we are capable, if we let I see the video of Dr. Wani, the video of Dr. Martin Liamura, the video of Dr. Riek Machar. Why they contradict themselves if they are telling the truth? One hand for dragging the Nile, galinu daman beta English the kan chokola bi amolu. I believe since 1982 we were big over here. We already been grow a big war. The plot now. The people are being rely on being lean on Mikela beta plot. The other people need to for night to be dredging. No. Let me tell you, and I'm from Ruwe, Minfaria. When we were a kid, the flood used to come. And our brother from Unity State used to come even all abagar but anwhere ma hon kabida biji. Everywhere.
Inka le Wilson in Chatui tag message de kwa cha lweli Chatui link and send me the link through message. Okay, I will check that. Yeah, go ahead, Ustaz Manjek.
They were all our brothers from Bantu as the Panaru used to come to Pariang everywhere because of flood, and we were not denied them. And this flood will come later on and go on. The flood disaster happened was like what happened in last year. It's happened in 1964. It's not happened all the time. It's happened sometime, and there will be a gap of 30 years, 40 years. This flood will not lead us to go and deny our natural resources and come and saying, and someone cannot be trusted like Egyptian. Since from day one, I never trust country called Egypt. Why? We lost our people a different way. People go healthy to go for a checkup in Egypt, and they end up with lost one kidney or two kidney. And they end up with you hear this person die. Even people are confused. Why this person die and he left our home healthy and he went for a checkup and he came with the casket. Okay. I never tried this country. This country called Egypt, even something singular what I cannot allow this country to be their hand in, to do something in South Sudan. And I don't know why our leaders I stick with these countries, those who are not respect their people, those who are killing people they lie in Egypt. Those who are already form a gang. In South Sudan there is here. There's South Sudanese gang and they are carrying what is called Chatuda, Budugnas, and when they call the police don't come. They say, they them kill themselves if they are black and they are African. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm asking myself, Daniel, why our country, why our leaders, I stick to Egypt. And Egypt is number one, is the really number one enemy of Southern Sudan. That is why last time, a leader who know his life of people, who know the future of tomorrow, that is what happened in Ethiopia with Egypt. Look, it started during the late Prime Minister Ahmed Zenawi. That were back and forth. The president of Egypt were intimidated Zenawi about the dam, the big one being already been built, and I think the inauguration of that dam will be 2023. And let Zenawi tell them, look, I will not sit and back and watch or I cannot surrender myself and let my water to flow to Egypt, and you grow a lot of the surugum or whatever kadarat you grow, and we left poor. We the people who own the water, and my people have a poverty always, and you the one who go and enjoy the water while I'm the one who holding the water and I'm not enjoying. He told President Sisi he's not going to accept that. If this thing lead war, then I'm ready. It's what happened during the late Prime Minister Netanyahu. And the same when Dr. Abiy Ahmed came, he implemented this. And that is why now between Egypt and Ethiopia are not good. Because you cannot compromise. You cannot compromise life of your people. Daniel, can you know machine kabida biji be amul dredging? Indena lie. Indena raw, indena nyang, indena red, indena all the features.
Abika toy
knock.
Yeah.
How do you protect those things when you're dredging the Nile? Those things will be dying and will be died. And also, I appreciate the University of Juba for holding the press conference within the university. And also, I see some students were chanting about, I don't know, and I know, I heard there is a bill being passed last couple of days to arrest somebody without warrant arrest. You don't compromise of your life. And I appreciate the University of Juba and the students who are stood out chanting, saying the water cannot, the river Nile cannot be drained.
Cannot be drained, yeah.
Be drained. So this thing, we appreciate them. We stand with them for solidarity. And if anything happened to them, we will stand up. But we need one thing here. Let our government know, not all the time, your supporters will be dancing, even if you're messing up. We are really, really supporting of this government. I'm SPLM. But the name of SPLM does not mean you can drive us in the wrong road and let you drive us to the wrong road. My message to my president key. Kadanke dam ngi wala ni ko na tong de ji kadanke dam ngi wala ki ja too late. You have to think twice quickly before it's too late, because I know the working hard as Southern Sudanese, we are very well divided, but the issue of the Nile will bring us together. And it will cost someone where you are. There's no joke. Unless you have to rescue this quickly before it's not too late. Because Mikela Nile, all the 64 tribes like to eating peach, like to drink the water, like to do whatever in the Nile. You don't have to mess with them. Even we leave oil money to be misused there. It's okay. Money, oil will come and go. Even we let you do whatever you want. But please don't put yourself in the cage, or don't put yourself on the river Nile. That's the red line to all of us. Dredging of the Nile will not guarantee this flood will stop. This flood sometimes came in South Sudan in decade ago and come and do whatever, and sometimes it will be disappear and come later. But if we have a government, if we have a country, why we don't come up with our own strategy to build our own thing, to make sure that the water that is, because sometimes not all the Southern Sudan threat by flood. There is some areas which is threat by flood. Why we don't come up with a strategy as a country, a separate nation, to deal with that and make sure that these areas will not be flooded again? Or if we Southern Sudanese, we like also to accommodate each other. Like when something happened in Unity State, we open our door. I had the neighbors, I had the ruling administrative area. We allow them. And they say there, unless you come and cause the trouble. But if you don't come and cause the trouble, who will single you out? Because this land called South Sudan, when we were liberate this country, we die everywhere. And nobody should discriminate anyone. If you're a peaceful person, if you come to my house and I see you, you're a peaceful person, you are welcome to say. Until when this national disaster, which tears you away from your place, it will be gone. There's the time the natural disaster will be stopped. So it cannot lead us to mislead to come and destroy our natural resources. South Sudan, we are a landlocked country and we blaze by the River Nile, by the resources, animal we have. We don't need to come out and burn our home. You cannot come out and burn your home by yourself, which is called, we don't need to do that. So finally, a brother in the studio, finally, we need, like, there one person in the University of Juba make a comment. The reason also we still don't have a big water. We don't irrigate. We need to irrigate it. Make sure that to cultivate around the river, to make sure that we use the irrigation, to make sure that it will reduce water too. And also, if we make all the 10 states, including administrative areas or counties or boomers, make like Sudan, then this thing also will reduce the water. The people will use the water a lot. But if you rush to judgment, or if you rush and try to go and to dredging the Nile and go and benefit somebody else, do you know what is? And that is why sometimes we are behind. Our leaders are behind. They don't know what is going on. What is cooked in the book? Egypt don't care about the life of people of South Sudan. Egypt care about their own, because they know 1929 agreement is come to an end, because those young generation now will not tolerate it. Their water to be going to go and enjoy what is called enjoy himself by their water without being some people in the dark. Like now we don't have electricity in South Sudan. We don't have any mature, well-top water. So how do you go and benefit somebody and while your people are dying? This is when I asking myself, shame of us and shame particular to our leaders. They need to think about the future of South Sudan. They need to think the life of the future of the people of South Sudan. That's why I told them the example Ral Odinga told them during the inauguration of pre-Dumbari, Addis Ababa will give them nothing. Nairobi will give them nothing. Kampala will give them nothing. Washington DC will give them nothing. Please lock yourself in your room. Even you have this agree with and find your common ground. That is where the future of South Sudan will be stable. Otherwise, if we keep something happen, if I disagree with Garquat, if Garquat disagree with Chol, if Mahdi disagree with Malwan, and write to Washington DC and write to Nairobi without us sitting down and solve our issues, then we will go nowhere forever. So I can give you a floor, brother Daniel, to make sure that our guest will make his comment. And I appreciate those who are listening down there. We need to stand tall and unite our voice. Dredging the Nile, digging Canal Jungalei, even if they contradict themselves when they join the push as a minor, a J-Jammer, the leaders we have, majority of them were joined, went to the bush because the Somalians were been doing everything, abuse us, took our natural resources, and we don't have any voice. And that's the reason they went to Gaba to liberate this country. And they come and contradict themselves. That's not good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother Manjek. Brother James Kwal, I think you are here in this our network, U.S. network, or you are in African network. I don't know. I can know we give you a chance. First, I can you go ahead and talk about what we talking. Like in Anamar, lo inter aware of what we talking or inter there updating. I don't know. Lakin I give you the floor to go ahead unless you need updating. Daman betana maishi برضو أنا ضمن بداية قرب هسه I can know lo 20 minutes from now and then I will be off أنا عندي شغل ده نمشي فيه فبرادر جيمس كول ميار يو كان in chiro loy miet brother loyro dan miet ya in chiro loy miet I believe to do in the tweet and I kill over lew then elwel unmute mic alwel ken
Okay.
unmute your guest
Now,
okay yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
you can
Chiro
hear me?
Joloi. Yeah, Chiro Joloi unmute. Okay, you can go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
But first thing,
Mm.
I would say thank you, Tek, and I also thanks your audience. Uh, my name is James Cole. Like you guys have seen it, and I'm just logging in here in Juba, South Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
Went and what the Red Army and Kirir Jejamari, tamam. Uh, you know, it is just very unfortunate, as brother, the previous speaker said it, because what
Yeah.
is happening in South Sudan for real, uh, uh, there is too much confusion going on, and I think what it contributed to be thing like because lack of literacy is the one that is affecting us most. Second thing, people they did not love South Sudan, so uh, patriotic. Uh, Wala diet baka ke tong monjang. Ke ka diet ke chuka ke don je amari. And I think diet nge ke ka mam
Mm.
but ko ni ke diet ka kini ya kalwel e ya kalwel lona de jog jog pinye chok jog tong rot e jog rot wi canal. Ke ne chi jamare chi le kuwar kong loloy ke ro jo ke tong kwang ngor ni go wen. Yung wing canal ini bi ater wing ini bi ater da. Chào chú con Paul William Nyon, chào chú con Paul Editor John, trong nó có cái jol phiền đài, trong nó cái jol bị nước trong nan Sudan này chú con Paul. Chính đi chắc đi lì ta đi cái này phố trong, người bà này chú con Paul. War jog rồi win one way canal này chú con Paul ye chào. Chào chú con Paul William Nyon, chào chú con Paul Editor John. Trong nó cái jol phiền đài, trong nó cái jol bị nước trong nan Sudan này chú con Paul. Kayen lwel ka I think message was clear. Message kin on yek jamar ka be ke diat ka bi ka ke. Kini ci lego ga sasen e ci lwel kini ci koy raj ko koy kay we. Ara sources ka ake ga ay ke nyaay bu kala tumal ko ka ke tumal en karo la jwa. O wa ci lwel pinya we a chan bu fiyo ka bu ka nyaay ko ka ke ka bi chanene ku wang da ko tok kwa jit ko la kan beretin bi loto. So and I feel sorry like Najal Ting your leaders the joke root confused and correct leaders on the rare or go which mean Chiran live. Today, while I talk to Parliament, while Daniel Wena Kot, a Totten, is still active. While Coleman Yangju, a Totten, one of the leaders, Tororan, while Lamakol, while Riak Machar, who can you cook? Salpakir can members cook, you cook. I think one in Chilwell Chicago morning, they have forgotten that the message one in Chile, Chab University Sudan, in Chile, Coilon, a day in Karai Koipot, K123. Now it happened that Katinima. Now, Matek, if you look, Keneloran Mutioken, all these contracts, tracking Nile, Kujako Jukin Kokeloroka, that NBN, my argument about based on that, because I think this is a national issue. Ukajiko, I want to back up for Kujari Basketa within South Sudan. All the equipment are taken back. Oh, and they have been kept in Panchol Unity State. You see, a chamber country or a chamber soil like a dragging a loy, dragging in a loy for some other country because it based on your soil. A lot soil that actually be suitable for it. I can Wukachirka Bureau loy such activity because a local soil analysis I apply. What is the meaning of it? It is just they have to know what are the side effects, what are the benefits, will be a good side effect, the negative and positive. All this need to be scaled, and they have to be carrying out before coming up with such a conclusion. So now, what is happening? People are trying to solve this giant equation of flood, and they are even making it worse. They are making it worse because people doing it. These are our first enemy. The really enemy of South Sudan. South Sudanese are actually Egyptian. We know them since we were not even born. We heard about them. We have read their history. We have just read the books.
Badin ke ko bar ngi kene gable kini la twing pani chol misir kene yene tapas wento dollar bianam pi Africa kulu yena taw twing dollar de frikia wona yena dollar be yiwane yen taw umaral be kirwan te chik them bing nyu pin go bing misir kwan ke yena rais beta dollar be ka misir ke junubin ko I don't think ranai number e kursi rera antine na hin number the kene to ro tin to na we na che ta re ngi no Sudan en chig ni ba e kursi e ye rera antine na che number de no pani chol misir kene ai chaga tal fakir ma yadi de ngi rode wan to ke ro wan ke ye mai bai no lan tal fa chi de ku jente ne ye jon grang mai bai si lakin pani chol misir kene ye ne ya ge ne zien enen tal fa ke riyak ma char ko ja yen jon grang wo bi ke loy dama ka jon garang wan yen loyen mosad wan yogan mosadar wan akin dollar arabiya yen mio jenen jon garang ki dollar arabiya ko da do be jon garang loy be dom da to dollar arabiya lakin ka wan ko jon garang wan ke dollar won che dollar arabiya fi Africa especially East Africa en ay koy ke jon garang redi lakin West Africa wonde muslimin ban ko jayen Northern Africa ke ya gene jon garang kayena nen pani chol misir chimana yelwili nin brother James pani chol misir big enemy already ja kui non Junuba Sudan away ki no achirane care whether be riak be hien man tin lo pi miak de chi time the angel I don't know laki na misir ka chi de lo allow de chan bi ben lana misir za to ade problem ke Junubi lana lwel misir le Junubin wadanga big ki team amina big few team ka misir bi chen few ko kana ko angi misere na go ka yena de way bi ke Junuba Sudan loy duru pe ayi ma chan kana piu kana ta yi wa ne jon garanga lwel we bunga wa dang we pier kana piu kana wana taw dede lakin junubin ko cin nim bad lakin chan bala to ka ba le ke junubin to ku ke gen wala ke leaders ko no ku ke yen a ke wo ku ke kursi na re ke tin na ki ke ga murta yani yirana bane murta ke kursi da re ren so you don't care lakin wadina bu ko bodi lakin but the time will tell lana daman daran ku ci tok badina bi jo dong daman ko ay log ben will be a big time challenge fa yin
You
alo
see,
bala twing lakin ne ta ne
yeah,
ka ba dietin
yeah. You see, Daniel Tactic. You know, I think the whole message you can convey in that short statement. Lona Dayen, what is killing us today? It just a what a kichol did for coordinating that chloroquine. What you are doing today? You are just loy with the side effect that could. First thing, if this really then you quite get to put when you quite a one nearby panen such as contract actually buke fast or buke circulated around all the ministries within South Sudan by non-technical team. There should be people that who are scientists, environmental
scientist
environmental study.
yeah
And these are the people that have that they cannot. Then there is our brother there, did the child Google. You get logged in and see. Eh? Nowadays, everything alabai la could be research because could be kayo yung kalo. Now, kidentol panchol Egypt. It greet a very obvious. Na leben ki chicken awul manere garang biur do manere ro kwena salfo ti karero ko biko. Angike the enemy den emusir in enemy den ku dollar ko gawun ke dang ke that dara ke ga subordinate ten ko ten musirin akin contribution ki loy and there were the people even was trying which Sudan without Fidol Arab.
Because that
That
or
is
even
good.
that hosna mubarak that ya kai that one egir hortum tena umar al bakira can big planning la loy big ragina bay kulle ko kai ke bay ko big SPLA bana kor wana kana ngi salfa a che ko ku
Well, my friend, the fight that fought in Kurmuk, okay, all Madafar Keker Yoketin, Aka Egyptian made.
I know yeah
Kurmuk wide, Aka Yokekratin, pilot Kekapar, Kokena, one Kekoko. You can come book of Benadam Musiri. So the thing is, I kill on quick again, a wadaken. Now, Kieloi, $10 on the pure actual interest in the county, and will be a benefit. Let's say Timuan and Hijab in Kenya, Canada, will cross to Ajali. I was there, I was still in Canada. Kenya,
wana charka wana yenta Canada kan
one Ken Benali into Ajali, Kedang Ajali, Alaska, eh? Kikara Ben hell accountable. Which you quite motonin Pima, one right in there, I can ben compensated. Now, Chloe, I think we bring it in that. I think we bring it in. You know, being a call on keep you, a call on that, I look intimidated. Lekin, I think liberal level. Even though we all lead, we will fight and the world will stand with us. This is our right. I can surrender. Uh, if Naim Sirin, if the color powers can create the cake, let them apply. Therefore, leaders should not be a leader can be raising protected. If you want to be a leader, you cannot actually be a leader and then you just shy away from major threat. nga woni ko ka be waran bi ka zin ngi ci lag wontu la ki na woni ci won beri lwel won kana wi ba ben beri kene ci lwel this is the statement ene ci wontu ene ci mubarak ene ci lwel wan but ka dam ne ci lega ka danga prime minister kan Ethiopia that there is no other option but is only war and it is our right can buktor but when like you are very welcome and he went ahead going with Ajede building the dam it need now chilwell I think chilwell so the same thing in inflation in Chirolo they are just manipulating all the leaders they confuse their tongues and then leadership achieve met and then achieve unity what is called correctness so ko achire together yin tererin tengen kayin lebal biya creating ka bu pyat kayin in lebal and people are just doing it mine ko an ki dem panan le pinchen kai ya ka ru join bran ne nom jal ta ki den loy we ga chiring pin do per ba chini jalan ku dol ben duk tumulela lau ki wa ken fel ko ka ke da Sudan when Sudan di da won chi kun nan jal ka da to ku ngam ku ja kan ni mare wet to bang ni chit ina ke de ke da wa ngam ke dia to kwa ba ten chin go ryo ye ka chin go ryo ye ki jon ben ko ga li te ni jon garang ran chari chule chu la kwin na chong aran chule ga chali ka dan chol jon garang ka ti ga men ka chu Kira ka chilpai jala ka mun no ko Sudan pin Sudan na ben la wacha rana bu piri chaman pin jinum na ben la wacha rana bu piri chaman so kin ke den ko nana ka rana ben a ku la ku a chonga ran chol chimun o za to go jinubin ko chol ingati lano araba ke tek to ko ka o ge le o ko a ku la kayen pin jinu Sudan ke na jo ko da to ngam ngam ko ai ni ma kuna bena wachar uban bin yot karan bi ja pir kin mana rot ene masa jemi belag no bin tare katin that kin a global akidanga ajade national issue women fruit because I think carefully about it because I think carefully like I was seeing people they went like administration kilo in the unity state today people were writing don't delay the tracking we will
Administrative,
track below
administrative, no.
demonstration kilo the unity state today
Oh, the
kati
unity state. Okay, protest. Okay.
ai ai
Oh,
so akila wonte ko so mazara akika loy
mm.
ko yaptar ken akika gor gal kachi we blow delay but I was just looking like a population in real gal ken loy ku yango ngi kesin that most of them even rana ku ki choy te garden kati
uh,
yango a word assassin cake they've been brainwashed so maybe Jarataban or Yak Machar, whoever, anybody there, because I want a thing assassin, cake be a benefit, be a benefit. Kedang be war be away or woody. Ake chila kuleka bupia the pain bupinya away. If you taban terana on could what is the usefulness of it? I can you can threaten it. But the water kind a resource I want chinali away. Now let us talk about the flood. Flood in Chijaban Lomun issue. Flood it's been sorted that after 40 years. And a flood is low. When we was young, I remember when we were young, I would dance in Chola Jabata again. I could by Kelly Babana. And that was when I think it's something to do with the Kenneth 70s, 70 something. That by that time I was so young. They keep my brother like the back by. They danced in Chola Turkin. They don't buy. Có thể bà chơi bớt quay cái đăng quá là các bạn về cái long đá rệt tên ai có thôi so thế cho quăng cái đăng cho that is
by.
a
Yeah, Raja
flooding
Wang by.
in a flooding yet ku joro ban dalo nang joro ban lo war won ken but I got it here is not more less than one pengon chiro lo So now I can bend 40 years, you want to. I get threat. So I go out and they live that life, useful life. Ku jol ko ta ka ti gwa ko ga ra ti to na le ra ti ka ti pi ko ben witness. But life of South Sudan is quite few, your lifespan for South Sudan. Kina no over 80.
I
So
know.
I can't be at threat. Once maybe when we are not alive. And ku yin ta watch it. And we live here, I don't think it's a great problem. But can Lord ko da ki yeah we ko jack mon. Lakin ala one thing that they forget all of them. Because I want to really see the job position 2000 if the video could misuse Kanyali that itself will never forgive the history that in Kenyang Queen him protected will forgive. Even if the winner law wa kwente de then ko bi ko la ka ken ko ki ka lo ka rai ken bi ko ku chong ka lo ken ka kas will still go down to all your kid wa ben lo jal mi ku le ko so ke leaders de jating ke jam ka ala ka tin ki ka ba ki bai of which mean yo ngo wiran below yo ngo za yo ngo saw eh I when I took it out and I'm so bitter kini na da on cha bi don kedang je di on chila ror kini ke leke ke we makarwin ka ta e wat ki jur ken panaru e wat ki gaka ya bi ke biro ke bi ke lono ku kang ku macari ai kala pura long mal ku ngaji ya ake ka kon ki ke wagi and that is ake ki ko motivated until bu ko la ror now the which ben no wa where is that history one in well kan in la ko and which ja go ben wari now Salpakir is still alive I don't think that Kir is I think aki agree ke klorot unali kilu agree ke en kala ku bede wana de yen e ko wani kilu el ko en kan kilam junubi ko ka bito that to 2 million ga to and they went with a message that when a lawyer by pan South Sudan in way bu ko ya free bu ko ya hor bu ko ji ko bu ko lo ake kanga wi ake kanga na ko now your enemy the first enemy of in lord in loy yeah in joban loy la gal ka india I'm gonna friend today cannot offer liberal
Yeah,
law liberal law
yeah, brother James, gable kanan 2 minute back uta the manjek. They might chine lwel biag the kurmug. Yen
mm.
en ni je ba puje ka yo ka tau ka danim chin tin ku ja Iraq wan yen tau ran wo tau kurmug ta ne ya barudo. Lakin
Mm.
wan vi ka ye domanen kurmug ye dollar be ban ne piat ka ga SPLA lakin am de lai wan jon garang che pani chol che pani chol blue nile ne punye che ka ben ta lo piat wan ya lakin ka kai la ne kat lakin kai la tong dong wan ki ka je ka jel fi afana lo ka jel fi biag de da sosa ya wan carbino
Mm.
kwanye ne to side kana wan fi blue nile everybody know it fa kwa chiri ka Salva Kiir Mayardit and the rest of the people they know nga chol dola arabia ku yen dala ne Salva wan yen piot ke gwan ye ka ye dama yok tana nga ka chi dama yok tana dola arabia ban mat ke umar al bashir
Mm.
teng wan East Africa you non ngor East Africa ka kai ke junubin e ki ye ke rilwan ko ke ye jon garang mio ya dama lekin dola arabia ban ka ya gene garang mabior garang wa na chi ro de la riet pin wan East Africa na ka chi tok tiag kawaja chana dola arabia ya de na miskala ke kawaja yena ta jon garang wan ta de tin ne yen lew la ne jon garang wan de tin ye la lwel bien la mat ke kawaja ku yena ta na ko ke East Africa la no ko most of the countries the East Africa ke related ka ken kawaja for example jin wan ta Ethiopia de 75 years in Ethiopia man ka de na malaga ke Ethiopia when 75 years karyan de na gogol min 75 years so ke ke Ethiopia de ni malaga ma America for 75 years ku yene tane Kenya ku ngaban ke dollar ka wan ke ye jon garang ke rely on it. Ka dollar bi e kol ki man no ko ping in Junuba Sudan ade bunuk bita Islamic big band in ku kidaban ke dollar bi e ku yen kana miya ka ba koy luite abare lakin akuma dai ma kirgi ci wasal man je gal won ta akuma in to ko lui support riyak in bai taban ke wo ba pier we re bolena bi wo gin lui support lakin in to ko lui support den ko wona yen bo ke general issue chiman to wona nen drainage bita Nile ko yin arabena ci game ne na be ben lui yen which is mean abi lui ku met ke den ta tin lano document on ta ken ke bat ci bat ne junubi lakin ken ke bat na re fa ka ye lo ro rana ye ne kilo sa da bulu na wan wala sa da kurmu ibn talga saket ba kwany piny wan biak tu yo ke god ko ino dinka ina ko wala ina spiele ina ko yo ke god ade alama de ade ragam da arab den tu yo ke god iraka to ko ku yene nen misra to ku ja ke dola muslimin ban ibn somalin da ta ko tin fa
my
wo junubin ko ko bungi jene kan lana wo again the dollar arabia ban already lana dollar arabia ke problem ken wo bai do ma kanade ko loy no junube ko la kula la gam ko ke dollar arabia ke ngi ki no kana big loy lun triga den wane yen to ke zit wo ku yen ne misir wana chit kana ya ping wana really joseph la go wana ke ked wana joseph la go ena rai panda wo je piu be ga dial misir na rai panda ay piu ko ma ke piu ko be ke loy drain je ko kana misir lana misira de concern are de kan piu ke ke junubin kwa chi jon garang lo kan piu kana bi bede jam di de go ka am dun misirin ka ke misirin da do ki bera ap yare de chan ba gam na big ti ji ago kwa chen piu ka de ago junub chen piu kwa ago misir chen piu bardo so kana ja ku non jo junubin en ngi
Asman, if you have ever come across the book Iran Chol, you wouldn't talk about Chol Douglas. Eh? So in the Douglas book, la book den chilo la kedang la book den la kedang title Nile water conflict. This a book available. If na lobaloy, by Google kalebayo. This
it's all
issue,
da kala the water issue
no, a title of the book, but they kedang water kedang Nile water conflict.
or not water
So when
conflict
in a book, you will get all the information. Ke talking kuyena ran ken achi prophesize that can you can water ken ake bro loy ake buben lo ben kwa buben kwa buben now can now achi ro lo when the time you know bin chike ga also already they know their right da kilo buku even if you kill loy physically you will book defense in kedan ken kaga international community abe get into agent this kedan ken is just a actual slaughtering or a murder of Kedang population can source down 11 million. And we be individual and we could be in those. Eh? And we individual be in those. But what are we going to do about them? The only thing we look at, we will call our God, we pray that this one should not succeed. Okay, that that you are misusing your power also can be punished. That thing one that lead there was a leader leader in Egypt. That's such a suggestion that the southern part of Sudan, Kabayor, Bukaratin bin Bito, Kablolo Jinina, Bikailo for Bikab, that guy, Akibana wake up in the following morning. Kayen, we know Yinga direct, Koyinga Dilo, and Koyinga that active member that trying to support this idea. And it could tamam ten ko we know it very well. Kukeke kwaika, akwa chike met individually. Kukaden chiyok, and they want just to come be public interest, be when sell for their own benefit. That's okay. I'm not condemning them or Bakarian can mention, but we are all aware. Even if you look to a statement, even James one clearly statement in a lot few words you can underline by the other. Because I went expert, because I went they can read newspaper and they understand. There is a statement say that if we do not utilize our water or try to break, then Gal will turn into the forest. So what is wrong with forest? Forest, is it a problem? Forest is a I know well that I can get a team kill. Anyway, you China. It will be our idea as well. What was supply trees? Kukai Mikok. Yung dol kidun chol kidang concrete desert ka. Minnesota Arab. That will be our client. If they you assassin kadang trees are actually useful. Kali bukalo. Actually only one way in a kadang revenue in a generate. So let them cholka and that is must be a red line. Umijunubi we can treat it as national issue. Kyoka road divided like where they are just supporting because Taban was the one initiated it. We could be road bobo but they should read between the line and understand what are the consequences. What are the consequences in any business or anything that any project that people need to initiate it? The first thing they do is feasibility study. Feasibility study. Any kind law, you have to weigh the benefit against the risk, and then you come up with a conclusion. Then you come up with a conclusion that now locally you risks are so great than then that project can live stop. Now ajal could is it leader to initiative can is it really Iran well educated Iran information kachiri kang na loye ne kan be a side effect of it no it's zero because it have one their education level it is already obsolete. They are not even getting the current information so that such a people they should even kunalera under that way you this under the involved, then those leaders should be caught and they held accountable. Whether we are resign and leave the South Sudan the position can be now can be working protected. But Sudan can actually divide along the leaders course. But I wrote a leaders course. And I read button and been here for since for 2 years. I think can Iran think they be a citizen or somebody concerned. Iran a thing as southern Kenya Baloy could think about cake cloy. I interest could do by your thing. A liberal support, a liberal, a liberal phrase.
Baran Louis support the kabacham that.
You get something and then you get and then I can like I tell you can then you get Bella. Na cho Iran can you loan you nyarial telephone chi kong bang kwan ba you are the one campaigning for this person to pay. Either your cousin, your uncle, or your whatever, your in-law, and all this stuff. So, peer a chokai white so. Peer a chokai white so. Actually, everybody is just like acting like a blind. Even now, the teaching community, all one student they went the demonstration in university. And if you really pay clear attention, budgeting, you are few individuals. A few individuals. Alagabila the labor you got to you cannot achieve a thing. Ukini loiken, we pinkin. Yellow gal take a joke, Barkaka region. The same hair circulated around within Equatoria and the same hair in the Kwakidang breeze. They just held in. So Nachi are contaminated here. ko bi ko kudang fi bar kadal ka bi ko ikator bi yok bi ko bi yo. But now they choose to keep out. Achi ko ya na chi ko kidang lel ka loy or other tribe. Ka wone lel gal ka chu loy tin. Okay, ke ku lel a cho lo ka kiden. Ena klorat kayan ku balagi. I want to just leave you with one message here. Klorat fi South Sudan then. People are chike blind fool, okay, they are just actually divided. Ima tante bangi kai manwarap, eh? Bangi kai manwarap. Ku yin ka yin yake na kadang aja de
Panile, Padang.
Padang ten or in kadang cho kadang ruweng administrative ken,
Yeah.
eh? Kula ki chaping al kaloro pi barkadal, and this that's kadang a threat, a disaster is happening there. Kayin chilaba and support. Even if buban baban lela kan wan la jamu kan kale bala let them go to hell ma yen ke mon bar ka dal ngoy bu jala rom dawe ku what is affecting me there tomorrow will come nanu
Will
ko wan
come to
tikram ku
affected me. We need to help each other.
wan kiloret la kay ka tum kay ka le ye ka lagi won ti ge lagi ya ku cha le la gali ya mu cha la ka change the problem it's kay da garam mu yoren problem go garang go kang ben tos kule gal kilo re ke ken da ti ne ku chola ya ken na wi ta wi ngot betung ka le ka gal gon tio ka ka cho go yin ka gon tio ku ye gon tio njo ka ri da ba mar ke chi this is what happening here in South Sudan. I'm telling you my friend kilo Egyptian ken e wet bu e a wet ka ai ka yo we ka che we threat so na cha ken gam ke chola let it be implemented. Kuke the same people later on ake wele lweni ale bi self akiri bi yo gal you resign international community ale bi le resign because why ko ka ate ka lew kuna e wona bi jabena en bi jalbena kidan en bi jalbena problem te kale bi le again class lo resign ama bi le gal en wona gamine wara chan bukin sign in your
Bukan a
place
loy. Yes.
kati this ente kidan you people are trying be quite lead and then with the division or division then can any come can among themselves ay na ken ci yo ke dan ke weak point e ko ben le ene yo ke weak point le now what do you ngi taban about the kako taban was there since garang of your time the man garang leader lu yana spell lead angi pi manifesto there are things that make us to fight. Alright, and then he have read them. He went actually Kulia, Wachika Queen, Kuachika Yoga, and he was a member of Bajira for political bureau, but within SPLM high ranking. Angi tamam. Now let us say to Munkai rising leaders Kokawan, many James one, and so many other people that they should not endorse this because of Nika, Ekidangero. The kina because that Kwachi Yok powers are live, Kwajachu Bento, Kwajawin, Kwajinubin, Achubena Jinubin there. Ache Junubin and Achilele, if the one message that Ben then people have to go for it, all of them. Ukaika, you can not kege, you can not kaloga. Any kegelo there, the Kinaitaman, Naitaman fair, you could have not happened. You see, in 70s, something, around 74, that was Kwajachila with University, University of Juba, Ken. Akachila is tried because we will Makarwin when the man initiated. And many of them are Chika Benno, Achira Benno, Achika Ben would bully like Benno. Now, Kenya Nika even editor one, I can talk, they were restricted by then. They knew what is it. Now, I'm going to go money. Why, I was I think that you Bakalwell, the king could be by Balagin, Kubanya, that let's treat this one a national problem, a national pandemic, and we should have to deal it. And each and every one of us should have to work hard
Yeah.
to spread the message, that all Junubin, Kubulo Ben, Kubulo Ben. I check up you can ban for one maybe after 1 year, 1 year, there 100,000 people came so until for 20 years Let's assume that now look 2 million.5 we divide it to 21 years war. Mana to ke 500 ke kedang ke ko yo ke kedang any to in a year. Now I can people will die one day. Kuna kukubili to have to thousand, a thousand, hundred of thousand and so. Because can I think ke dangdun ne chongre ke ko right and ke ko more is more than that
Mm.
because liu piu I think level drought people will be like Turkana tena ni ke I think ke chol den la rana bo ni la ba ka ja barak de cho kim ka ya woni ya ke tinga lo ke dan can you demonstrating that little girl don't delay. Rana bunyi kala cara kaja baka ragla baka take from. Land this will be the only element in land to bulupi because then it can eat anything. Like in kena unlo the king like coca bloto mun coca un feel grass
Junubin بعدين
coca un
جمد
with enough water
جمد
abto.
جمد
So
جنوبين
in matajakan
جنوبين بعدين جنوبين
then
برضو
in bopola ten
اي
kuini chale pa taman tayi kan ku brother rajale Francis actually the play long time waki kang ben chang rom but cha ja ben tinga sa vi ol klorot in kan let us lo ku kan ke kala ke mi kala da ben wo gino bi wa ke mi kala ruwen wa ke kan unity state wa ke kan Equatoria whatever is where na pernal ake en kan ake kan ake regional large the problem is a national problem the entire South Sudan in a be a
equal
suffer a
yeah
population of South Sudan can be a suffer kuna lekin elo de be a leaders ke elo leaders ka au ka kwan we have a right because we could petition because God they should have to be written to let you resign because they don't come akachi button but we were the one that behind them we fought for them we defend them during the liberation time and then till now because when you leaders because ko arrest ko arrest they should not by that trust that we built when we were tell we actually we jaben throw away today again actually liberal I thought nearly actually gam and because then ku ke na le kran le ping le ran le man ingredient chalwel tayen tede asasa na ke batin iran we ben in iran and ya because we have different perspective of getting point across quite a different perspective of being of understanding how do you understand the point we are that now well when yellow and this is all come to one thing just greed to
thank
stop
you
anything the only thing tirane yoga sen in we ba mi ku
uh,
bakala nya ata mi ku ten jong ka jang ja nyai ba mali kin ba nyai ku lo ko pyo ku le ben wa people yin adi bi ka ben lo li eh yin adi ka
mm,
ben lo li if the population source dang chen lo to who are they going to rule I think quite le bi ka lo ten jong ka ben la pyo la man bi ga get ka ri ku ka chok ka kin ka le bi ben lo I can na when are important I can ton ya ton ka kin ka you need to know to understand that our leaders should understand that when I all this population these innocent people this poor ko ya rare iran nin ka kin ki cham kwa kiran bo jon brand man the contribute bla road wala chila to wala chila pi e jala depend ke ran kin ke bong ki mori wan jalin ene en ker lor ke ka ake ko ja only because in by market ku message has already Akia gone down with them. Our heroes they went with the message that they added Jongle Canal one of the factors made us to fight. One of the factors in Chocho lose fight.
uh,
Now choke Latin we are well on Adam now Kajoko Bamalo. Then ka message is on Kigram of your Katoya Cross. Videos on Kigram of your quiz speeches can on Chikalwell that Katarku cake, Yerialo, Jungle Canal, kuja Biko, kuja being that we've been treated like second citizen. And now, Akikajit Akikapin, Kukachi well, Kwachi international community, they heard about. now na buke jaban lo now buke jaban lo ga jaban lo implemented, and then ku ko an then we will be called liars. Wow, we call ko liars. That's it. Ku ko ben pa buke chin wet be. Pa buke chin wet be o in chin support ko buban yo. Na cho Christian ke garer wan ko chol wan ke rep ya America. Ku daman everywhere ke tun wan kan haji bigaro bian. Ku ka lo contribution bigalo der ka na ke anake because are nan ka ko am wer ke mesti ane muslimin ke ucho ke le ping lo na da ka chu ka jalo now arab one we ku bucho I should have been invited into the middle of the South Sudan and ka decision ake chef ake the one that making decision ku ka ke le biga that the one who want to lead ku look live live or South Sudanese you can direct to the way that is wrong way. Okay, quite they will regret. Even though be killed well, they will live because live because you can put go. Lano I keep them one. I can't get them. Kedang kedang dan wan ala kedang kedang state secretary then can United States of America. Chong aje. Jadi dah rai. Cetem. Wow, ko achi untuk achi ban lo ya kan. Calling fall. Achi lo achi tem. Ke ko ke they were our eye. Ke ka our kedang ambassador. Ake ko ke lui ake ka tar achan o bu hak da bu yo. Now they are still alive. Angor ka to. Kuna ente chu jalo lo yen kan. Ka chu jalo ya bu. And ko iten nan kan. The king e dien po ene ja ba ja len ba ja le ginu bi. Ba ja dia po. Lanu ko chi pi chi ko en ko ji ko wan ke grati. Ku kon chu king ka lo ke ne tarku. I came to the Benetton now. Yini rota ban yogo that. Why should I even get volunteer for a changla? And when you take when the law follow for ma or my parent, why did they allow me to go? A word could buy South Sudan, yeah, because Bukalauria, Bukaja Bukanimla, Bukaja, within a panel to be a boat in Kajabe. Now that trust I hear, I keep talk, I'm gone. Now join self a kid Mutio and Benelli Mangana Duro kuba da kan sora wan bake galen la bake bana la ko an matake kina le buka yo ken wala ranto a cho ye ranto boden da ki le ki le beran de bo wala cho ne lam ma ko len duro kulela gal ko kan lo kin kina bene bo dan now a kit na daman e daman ki ko ki information atoke ko utagan ku pye ki lo jogi ku level of understanding akila twen the king akibena akinkele brolo kichiken and let that be a red line line then with university that this one should not happen and we have to work hard and hard and hard na yake bukanya wale bukanya I can work that we are not I can work better than Koi Kokito. Koi Kokila, Nazi Kabini, William, Yuan Achila. They are gone. Are we better than them? No, really. Why do one continue? Ukene na ke one have to know Sudan and Chokato. And there is the life I can because you know love be. No, now we should have to figure out where they left. When kuma sekim beko spread across. That can Kirolo. Why Kirolo will never happen. Anyway, you can in a final statement. Yeah. Queen Chale the beach in say hi to my brother Francis. Nice to see him. Wakiba and I get interact for a very long time. We just quite message and canopy. This we should have to work together, fight together. Right.
In chuk le yare de ja jemet brother ma je gin churo loy
Ay
mute din
matanda na
magam
kitok na la kudun bajal ben tiye ka tiye na tiye
ai
tiye
ya
ko man bajal
ai
are ka bajal
ustad ma je
bajal
ga
bajal ko
cha
man
baloy
aman.
ke 5 minutes ano da man di tok an ka e ji ya e tu won te ai belo 30 minutes man
Keep
lakin
chopping at
awi
Inka
jin bi ya
here.
fai
Your voice is so low.
ai we pingana man mu
The background. Yeah.
Yep.
Brother James, good to see you. Your face today, Kualamaya, it's been, I think, 4 years since we miss you. And good to see you there in Juba, which is in South Sudan. And people need to tell the truth. People need to tell the reality. Truth must set people free. Even they are praying for like what. So what you all mention or all the things you highlight, that is the really supposed to be the issues about the issue going on in South Sudan about the dredging of the Nile. I know brothers like what you mentioned about the brothers from neighbor to us, the rural administrative area, which is Unity State. They should not be right and saying this thing should not be delayed. I don't think they know, they have knowledge about that, what is going on actually. They know the consequences of or the result of their dredging if the Nile being dredged. So they don't know. And if you don't know something, why you don't sit back and learn from it a little bit for a while. And then when you take that action, then you will not regret. But we look sometimes, we look like we left right and then we left to regret quickly, which is not happening in the world sometimes. The right thing, right to judgment is not help. You have to make sure when you take a decision for doing things, you should be 50-50 or 100% right. Not to all the time you do something right and then you miss it and then you blame yourself and then you regret. That's not supposed to be. Even something the haja de kelwelo on etong the jing ban kwala we ala ke rules inu kan jito che wo kan di jito ikidid. We know what will be the consequences, the result of this dredging of the Nile. If what makes Southern Sudan a special place in the world to be a good, why the people love South Sudan is because of the natural resources we have, not because the oil we have, because the river Nile we have, because the livestock we have, because all the wild animals we have. If we destroy those, and the more we dredging the Nile, and sometime in the 100 years or 200 years or 80 years back while we are not here, then we will destroy our environment. There will be no more livestock. There will be no more animal. There will be no more everything. Then South Sudan will be a nothing. That is why you and I, we speak. We're not talking about our time. We're not talking about tomorrow. We're talking about the coming generation. But our leaders, they don't think. Even what they don't think about what tomorrow, leave alone coming 2 weeks. But we are, like now, those who are outside the country, we're supposed to adapt. Our leaders, they travel to everywhere. They come to DC. They went to any capital of the world or any country in the world. They see the good they manage everything. This thing not fall from the sky. It's being made by a leader. It's being made by a commitment of that citizen. But we, the Southern Sudanese, we're trying to neglect everything we have. God give us. We are very lucky indeed on the hands to have that country. But we betray our land, and we betray our sovereignty, which is not good. So let me asking my president, Salva Kiir, when something, this confusion happen like this, is need the president, the leader to step in. We need him to address the nation. Are you if he agree of this or not? Because we hear some we hear the Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Martin Elia Moro, we hear by President, and the past by President. They are young negatively, and they contradict. Sometimes they say, oh, it's the dredging of the Nile. Oh, sometimes Canal Jongale. This is not, sometimes they beg and forth, which is, they look like they are very temper, like they got something from Egypt, and and they don't need this to stop, because if they stop this doing and they already got something from Egypt, then they will pay the price. This is not supposed to be. If they make a mistake and if they get something from Egypt, then let them go and talk to Egypt. Oh, we saw it before. This thing will happen, but we make a mistake. We never consulted South Sudanese people, but South Sudanese people, they are not agree with it. It's easy. Like the way I see the National Bank of Egyptian of being inaugurated, being opened, and I see Vice President one is there. Is it because those things will be let us compromise our resources or our life to the Egyptian because they built the bank? No. They should abide by the what is called diplomacy. Any country to country have a diplomacy. They have their own interest with South Sudan, not because they need to drain the Nile. Let's see the suffering of the people now. Now, James Kuala, we are suffering now. The ruling administrative area now, even up some upper down area. Now there's no rain right now, and it never happened in our grandfather, because of why we are now don't have a rain now. We have it's because of oil. The environmental contamination and pollution now cover everything in the area, and now we don't get the rain because our government mismanagement. We've been crying and crying day and night because of this, and also the government don't focus. That is so today our government, they care about their own interest as some few individual leaders, and they don't care about the suffering of the people. That is why now, if you call to ruin, and I believe it's covered all of us, Western Upper Nile, because we are a former unity state, even we are administrative right now. It's now there's no rain. Now, if you go May or April, that is where we used to grow maize. But now, if you go to Ruweng, there's no maize being grown right now. Everything is dry. No rain at all. Because what caused that? Is the kind of like what we are doing now, trying to welcoming this disaster. So I thought our leaders learned the mistake they do. Now the oil is spread everywhere. All the livestock in our area are now being died, and also did one we are when get to where did in Bankwal? I think did when did achieve when about when because of oil like you when I contaminate. I think the pew I spread the cup. I let they go pew when I went to achieve did achieve them with. This is what is going on in the area. The same are loose. Is it that is what they need to happen again? So this thing is need to be stopped. We need a leader who think the future of the country. We need a leader who will think the future of the generation to come. We need a leader who cannot think about for themselves. They should think for the generation. So what I can tell you, Achan Daniel, I believe you ababane time do ana loy bordu kwene woga ya because loy kwango wedo be loy say. So what I can say, let the leaders stop that rhetoric, the back and forth, trying to accuse the innocent and the vulnerable people who are trying to boy out for the national disaster not to come to this country, and they've been called a criminal. Like what I heard from the Minister of Cabinet Affairs mouth. This is not good for the leader to painting your people a criminal in the social media while they're trying to mention the truth. And I've been praying. I'm a government supporter and I'm at PLM, but that not mean the government. How should we keep driving the car in the wrong road always? That is not good. And the issue of the dredging the Nile will drive people away from that. Even me, we the Western Upper Nile, and our grandfather, we are far away. We are the West. Our brother from Bantu are in the south bank of the Nile, and we are on the west bank of the Nile. It's called Lake Nob, Gulega, Miai. Lahat, all these Nile, we are on the west bank, and we are way. Because our grandfather calculated, if we sit near to the river, then sometime when it become a dry season, the water go to the level and will push it out and come and flood our home. That is why we back away a little bit, and that is why sometimes we use Padang, you find them a little bit far away from the from the river Nile, except Atar, because our grandfather was calculated. The Shell Lake, sometime when the flood came out, that is where the river pushed the pitch out. That is why you say before one agdeb kada ni chola jori wala yang nam wore en kake region banara man on kada ni chol wa ko song na jing jola wuli ke no na mol chena ke is push all the water level out and left the feet on the Shell lakes, and then when the dry season comes, the water go back to the river Nile. That is why our people survive. If we do this, and we do this because the water will keep going to Egypt or will keep going somewhere, even the stomach we have and the thing we have, then we will lose everything. Who will accept that? So that's what I can say. Finally, we need to stand tall. We need the leaders to step in to make sure that they don't need to compute the situation. We don't need them to threat those who are void their boy out in the JAMA or in University of Juba, and those who protest in the campus of University of Juba don't need to be threatened. The government needs to make sure that they apologize to the people of South Sudan, because this does not belong to the government of South Sudan alone. This is the livelihood of the people of South Sudan need to be destroyed. So the drain of, I don't care about the oil money. Wherever they do what quickly and digging all the oil and sell it out husband to 2027 and have that money, I don't care. But the river Nile, draining of the river Nile is the red line. And will unite all of us as the South Sudanese. And we don't need the enemy number one to become always to disturbing us. We the generation, like while I'm speaking and you right there, we are not happy with the country who support that country. They were against our struggle. We don't need to bracing them. They are the one who were resist, not allow us to become a nation. So I don't need to prolong this. We need all the social medias. We need all Southern Sudanese everywhere to come out and condemn this. If our leaders are silent, not to come out right now and address the people this confusion, then let us come out by ourselves and condemn it and make a demonstration every social media. In that thing must not happen. To our brothers from Unity State, I'm from your neighbor. Even James called from your neighbor. Even when things happened, even during the 2013, when the 2013 happened, a lot of people were running to the rapid. They went to where up, and they went to somewhere, and nobody say no. That is our nature as a South Sudanese. We accommodate ourselves. If something happened to me as a ruling, I will run to my neighbor, which is or Bantu or Abia administrative area or where up or Malakal here, which is Chuluk. That is where our nature is. But to write and saying and put yapta and saying this thing might not be delayed. Yaki, during the flood, like what I mentioned before, when we were voiced, the flood used to come and all our brothers from Nuer used to come and Mala pull pariang by their old cow, and nobody was chasing them back. And when the dry season comes, they went back. So we don't need to write. This thing It's not good for them to write. If the leaders got something from Egypt by mistake, then they let them say sorry. If that should be a loan, let them pay them back. But we don't need this dredging of Nile to continue and to happen. Then I think it will cost leaders something later. So I from here, because it's here Daman time for work, Matek Daniel, we appreciate you. And I believe our people, South Sudanese, when I came in, there was a lot of people who are watching your show. Because when things come nationally, we don't need to shine away, say something. Life is life, or there's nothing. When you're telling the truth, if that will be a problem, let it to be a problem. But I don't think this thing will be a problem. We're not talking about when something went wrong, like my area now. People are dying now, no rain, because of oil. And the oil being took somewhere now. We don't smell the money, the oil money. We don't smell everything. Some people benefit from the oil, and we've been left drought, contaminated. A child being born in vomit or nothing, and we've been patient. But now come again for the River Nile? No, it will not happen like that. So, brother James Kwame, it's been a while, and good to see you today. Say hello to people of Juba. I saw you are not in Juba, but you told me you mentioned before you in Juba and you've been there for 2 years. So say hello to everyone there, and we need to stand tall. We don't need to try to say something. We need to come out, and we need also being lean yourself to Dol Arabia. Will not give out anything. Let our leaders know. I know they left Western country and they lean to Dol Arabia. This thing will punish them more than. And also with the people who are speaking here, majority of the population of South Sudan is in the Western countries, and they abandon us while we are still sources of that country. We are still sending the money in that country. They are still benefit from the Western country because of us. They've been attacked because of us. But now they advance. They went toward Dol Arabia, which will not benefit them, which will punish them more than they thought. So thank you, Brother Matekte, and I believe you did a great show. And let us unite ourselves. Let our leaders, let our president come and address the nation. The confusion is so very circulating now. And we need the sound. When the computing look like this, we need the office of the president to come up with the statement which will indicate it to the people of South Sudan what will be the way. What is the way now? Are we sending for drilling by force? The government will force that by force, or the government will listen to the voice of the people. That's what we need only. Otherwise, dredging the Nile will not help the plot. And I know 100% will not help the plot. So thank you, Brother Matekte. And I hope everything should be all right. And I will call you, Charlotte, this weekend. Personally. So thank you. And to those who are listening down there, share the video. We appreciate University of Juba for coming out for the press conference, and we appreciate the University of Juba students, those who are supported our side. We stand with you for what you're doing, and we hope our government will not threaten their voice or what they're saying. So we need to adapt the democracy to make sure that everybody have a right to say something, unless it's something will not benefit people. But this thing is something who will benefit our people. So Thank you, brother Matektek, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother Manjek. Paul, if you can go with 1 minute, and then I will close it. James.
It look like it's cut off or like a talk.
Ajal, okay.
I think it's
And yeah, anyway, without my in Chile already, ku jo ke kwaje ke dai cha ke le already. Our live blue in ku wo bi ya ma jo be la live be lu ko bu lo ke live di da go won te even those of Wilson ko we big ben. Kini time cho coi lùi đi bu cái này lo lùi cái này lo no na chuk time be yo bu be lùi ring na để ra là live mi cái independent mi bu be lùi join là khi na cho yo cái time ya đằng cái mà là live shortly. Lakini I don't have a planning now. Pa yinin chale je bo sad man je wo ja ba yo we chakale we kwa je we dive.
when they were done way, there is the fall they're saying, if we don't drill the Nile, will become a bushes. We need the picture I think they put on this on the wall in University of Juba. If the Nile will close itself, become a bushes, while we still have a picture of the Nile. This Nile is God. God made this Nile naturally. There's nothing will let it to tend to be a bushes just because they try to mislead people, because they got something from Egypt and they don't trying to admit it, the realities. No, that is what I was. It's not. There's no sin. Our sin God made that has caused South Sudan. The Nile remain like that. It's not. There's no Nile will become a bushes. Even there is a little bit a swamp. It cannot. No, nothing will close the Nile. Not to look like that. Thank you.
In chale already thank you wo sad man je. We chake le we kwa je we dive with you. Our life is gonna stop here. We chake le already we kwa je we die. Taban wo bo live about the Nile or about the live dan wo la live all the time. Yan bedin tao for after July 9. Yeah, after July 9, tomorrow we might go live again. Lakini we kwa chi and dark and live dana we bu jo be join me at the yo time. We check le ready we kwa we die. Thank you very much.
Banjon galang wir bai panan Sudan. Banjon galang wir bai panan Sudan. Wir bai panan Sudan. Ina yina lewa jago, ina ko bai ya. Ina ko bai ya. Ina buya na mola Sudan bai pana. Bai pana. Bai pana ure ina de gumawo. Mu kodu mu ya la manjal ko sikamu bai ya. Sikamu bai ya minga bu ya la wani kalanya mu ko ya ke asiri. Rimu re bai pana be ai kare ya sa. Banjon galang wir bai panan Sudan. Banjon galang wir bai panan Sudan. Wir bai panan Sudan. Ina jina lewa jago, ina ran ko bai na. Ina ran ko bai na. Ina buya nya mola Sudan bai pana. Bai pana. Bai pana ure ina de gumawo. Mu kodu ya la manjal ko sikamu bai na. Sikamu bai na minga ya la wani kalanya mu ko yamge asirale. Rimu re bai pana be ai kare ya sa. Jalba ga du bi je kudu jamdan Sudan ju kan kole na wan buktu. Jalba ga du bi je kudu jamdan Sudan ju kan kole na wan buktu. Kuja bal ma ke binan da mu de ni na ye ga tu. Yo le mi na yo ni ke ke yo garan ka bele. Da ma na dam bo da e ya Sudan asele. Ya ra kole ba le ku ba ji ma di na wal ku wa. kong pole na wan buku. Madina will go wana jole bubanga rule bumna e war will ni rai pana wa chuben e war will pana jubena ya ban ko ya ban ma we man ko ma we pana ba Sudan ko da ni da ya wi pana ko ro ma we wi do na jimba o na ya ka ya ma me songi man me ya mo we will la rai pana wa chuben da Bai tung na da go for go de wo for where kwan Sudan ku ba ga pung Madiria kuna jaga pol kudam kulwa jiva la tuenga kera jinda war kwan Sudan. Bului tang wadan tari rangi jigor jon karang mo biura yo bainda